Yeah, what a shame. Hal Herman can't be here today because, well, Froggy's not here today, and it's a shame because a package arrived, an Amazon package arrived for Hal Herman.
Oh, you don't want to open that.
I'm molesting the package right now. I'm all handsy with it. So if you're watching MJTV, are we on? Are we, hello? Testing 1, 2. Are we on MJTV? We're ready to go. Yeah, because Andrew has to manually start MJTV, our producer, every day. He's got to push a button to start the cameras up when we open up the show. And I'm holding the package up right now, and it says Hal Herman, the label. This is Amazon, right? I think is this Amazon? It looks like an Amazon Prime or whatever. It's addressed to Hal Herman, MJ Morning Show here at the radio station at our complex here in St. Petersburg, and I'm trying to feel what's in this thing, and hold on. Why do you seemingly know what's in here?
I know all about it. I know all about it.
Wait a minute. Somebody sends us a package to Hal Herman, Froggy's, hey, it's Hal Herman, his crazy game show character. And you know all about why this package was sent to Hal Herman?
Yes.
I guess I can play the Hal Herman music right here, right there. Yeah, baby. The Hal Herman generic game show music. So how do you know what's in this package?
So throughout the day, long after the show is over, I guess I'm either blessed or saddled with...
Those are two opposite ends of the spectrum.
And
blessed and saddled are just polar opposites.
I have listeners who contact me, and you usually get a pretty quick response if I reply.
By the way, folks, welcome to the MJ Morning Show, Friday show, end of the week. Short week because of Labor Day on Monday, so faster to the weekend, and here we are, Friday. All right, go ahead.
And I have a bunch of listeners, all different kinds of listeners, who contact me, ask me questions.
You mean on your cell phone?
On my cell phone. In the middle of the day, I'll be driving home, text go off.
Because Fester's private cell phone number, which Froggy gave out a couple of years ago and never stopped, is 813-310-8444. If you ever need to get a hold of Fester, that's his one and only cell phone number.
So last night I'm watching Big Brother, the eviction episode, right?
You know, you and this Big Brother crap on CBS.
Oh, Red got evicted.
Bump, 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 bump.
It was so good. Anyway, middle of Big Brother, I got to take.
Roxanne, you haven't said a word.
Have you guys taken a breath?
No.
I can say a word and you guys can go, duh, I was talking. Can you listen to cadence? No, I have a question. I want to hear about Big Brother.
Yeah.
Can you open Froggy's
It's not Big Brother. Oh, that's a good idea.
Big Brother.
Big Brother. It's a military Big Brother, and they end up in the brig.
Yes.
It's Big Brother.
Except instead of an eviction, they kill you or something.
No, that you're imprisoned. You're in prison. The brig is prison. It's jail. The brig. You're thrown in the brig. It's detention.
I thought they would all be in prison because it's Big Brother.
It's Big Brother.
So they're all already in prison.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of like what's that Netflix show, the Korean show where you got killed?
Oh, Squid Games?
What was it? Squid Games, yeah.
Yeah.
Squid Games or Squid Games?
Squid.
Squid. And then, hey, squid is a derogatory term for a Navy sailor. Hey, growing up in Virginia Beach, well, I know that term. And the shore patrol and all that crap at Virginia Beach on Atlantic Avenue on a Friday, Saturday night.
It could be Orange is the New Black meets Squid Games.
There you go. All right, so what's going on here?
On Wednesday, I get a text from a listener who brings up an idea that we had in passing a year and a half ago.
So one of these ideas, and we have a jillion, just like I had brig games. Listen, there's so much crap that comes up. I don't remember half the crap that flies out of my face.
So
it's like a passenger with diarrhea on a Delta flight. It's flying out of my face on a daily basis.
So the guy writes me, he goes, hey, a year and a half ago you talked about, and I don't want to give it away what he brought up, but we discussed in jest a funny, potentially
By
funny.
the way, Southwest Airlines has a new slogan because they don't want Delta to get all the attention on this. You're now free to diarrhea around the cabin. All right, go ahead.
And then want to get away, packaged with that.
There you go.
They're working with UPS.
All right, so we just spit this story out.
What can Brown do for you?
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah,
Right,
what are we even talking about? Are we talking about Big Brother or Froggy's package?
It's this
Or Hal's
stupid package. Let's go.
So I was talking about the fact that I get texts from listeners all day long.
I don't need to know about Big Brother. All right,
So
how do you know what's in this package?
Why can't we open it? Is it illegal if you open Hal's package?
No, it's a freaking Amazon package.
Right?
It's like
Right.
U.S. Postal
Is it
Service
illegal
mail.
if Froggy opens it?
No, come on. What's the story?
I'm trying to get there, but we're getting distracted by UPS.
Get
All right.
out.
So listen, he brings up this idea we had a year and a half ago, and we kind of joked about it.
What was the
but
idea?
I can't tell you, then you'll know what's in
Oh,
it.
all right, fine. All right, don't
And then
tell me.
I wrote, yeah, that was a pretty funny idea, but sometimes funny ideas slip through the cracks around here. Ha ha ha. And thinking it was over.
So a listener remembers something from a year and a half ago and decides to send a prop or some kind of item?
And then he's like, what if I bought some of them and sent them to you? Maybe it could be a Hal Herman game.
Oh, I like this. This is really a mystery package.
So I wrote to the guy, yeah, why don't you even address it to Hal Herman?
Mystery package. Mystery. All right, so we got to wait until Froggy gets back. Froggy's at some, I don't know, shelving trade show. Whatever. He's in Indianapolis. He leaves this morning.
Okay,
in fact, I think his flight is right now.
I thought it was 6:50, I thought he said.
Maybe so. So he's probably on the way to the airport right now. If not,
he's there.
6:20.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's been there since 4 a.m. He's a nervous Nelly. He probably, probably in the economy parking lot, probably just, probably just.
It's going to be a long flight.
Yeah, can't smoke a joint on the airplane.
So anyway, it really is addressed to Hal because it's for Hal for a potential game show idea, which we may or may not do.
We have to wait until Tuesday. So I can't open up this package until Tuesday. Well, I'll give it to Froggy and Hal Herman to open up on Tuesday, or else we just open it up right now.
You can open it up right now, and then as soon as you see it, you'll remember exactly what the idea
So
is.
should we open it, or should we wait until Tuesday? What should we do?
My fear is if you open it, you will immediately brandish it a bad idea.
What shall we do? What shall we do?
So this came from a listener inspired by events that took place a year and a half ago.
Yeah, we went over that 5 minutes ago.
I know you did.
Yeah.
I'm just reiterating
So
that
it's-
because I'm in awe of this person that they have a to-do list. Like if something goes a year and a half for me, I just never think about it again. But good for them that they followed up.
All right, we'll wait till Tuesday. We'll wait until Tuesday for Froggy / Hal Herman to open it up, and I'll do a big entry. Ladies and gentlemen, Hal Herman coming into the studio to open up the mystery package from some crap from a year and a half ago. From some listener who clearly has nothing better to do.
It's really a fringe idea. It's really a far
geez.
out
All
there,
right,
wacky, zany idea we had.
Should I just drop this? Should I throw it away in the dumpster or no?
I mean, I think Tuesday will be the last day that the whole crew is together in one studio for a couple of weeks.
608. 608 at the MJ Morning Show. It's Q105. MJ and the crew just getting rolling here. Bucks play this weekend. The NFL openers are this weekend, folks. This is it. NFL football. So we'll get into that. Oh, and the Bucks season looks dismal. It looks bad. All right. Hang on a minute. Oh, and there's an update. That one chip challenge. There's a big update on that. We got a loaded Friday show, folks. Don't move. We're back in minutes. MJ Morning Show Q105. Here's Pat with traffic.
Here we go.
Q105, one of the few songs I let go all the way to the end because I love the little little horns going on from UB40. I love that song. Michelle, my wife, not so much. Oh, by the way, Michelle's watching us on MJTV this morning. So a special hello. I'm waving to Michelle right now on MJTV. Yeah, she sent me a text just a little while ago. I'm watching you on MJTV this morning.
Wow.
So good morning, Michelle. I love you. We went to dinner last night. You know, with my schedule a little different and not doing the afternoon show anymore, which I voluntarily decided to end at the end of July after 22 years of doing 2 jobs a day. It kind of changes things up. I'm getting prep done during the afternoon. I'm going to bed earlier. I had a whole 5.5 hours of sleep last night, which is fantastic. That's about the amount of time that I can really sleep before I wake up. I can only sleep about 5 to 6 hours before I just naturally wake up and I feel refreshed. I feel like I've had a good night's sleep. And if you notice, I got a little more pep in my step. I got a little more pump in my rump.
Whoa. So you went
that doesn't sound good.
So you went to dinner last night and then you got a little pump in the rump.
That does it too.
Some stuff sticks. No, it doesn't need to.
Wow.
Yeah, we
had a hell of a night.
We had a dinner. You know what we're doing? Let me tell you something we're doing. Little MJ Michelle insight is we've decided we typically would only go out on a Friday or Saturday night because of the weekend and my crazy weekday schedule. Now we're doing a midweek night out. So we're doing like a Wednesday or a Thursday early dinner night out, and we started it this week. And last night we had dinner at the Trattoria Pasquale on Southwest Shore. You know, Luigi, our friend of the show,
Luigi's place, yeah.
Popped in. I had the shrimp with polenta, which was fantastic. Michelle had some penne and a pink sauce. So we had our first kind of, my rejiggered schedule. We had our first midweek dinner out night. So it was lovely. And then we'll go out on Saturday night. I'm taking that listener, Alan, out. The guy that gave Julian and Michelle the Eagles tickets, like $700 worth of tickets, and he didn't want to get paid for it. I said, what can I do? And he said, well, let's go to dinner. I'm like, okay. So I'm taking Alan. I mean, listen, the guy gave the tickets, the Eagles tickets that Michelle and Julian used back in the spring. Those things were like $350 a ticket. And our listener, Alan, let Michelle and Julian have the tickets. They sat next to him in the concert. Nice guy. So I'm paying back the favor. I'm taking Alan, his wife, and daughter. We're going to Eulalie on Saturday night. I'm taking them out to dinner. Least I can do.
Yeah, well, it's nice to know what the price
is.
He's
going to pick up he's going to order like a $400 bottle of wine. $500 bottle of wine. That's what he's going to do.
I heard this is a good year.
Yeah. So, good morning, Michelle. Hey, Roxanne, say good morning to Michelle. She's watching MJTV.
Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, Andrew, did you get Roxanne on camera? You switch it? Oh, gee. We got to get a full-time camera switcher in. Or you know what? We need the system that changes. That's another thing. That's another damn thing that has fallen through the cracks. 3 years ago, we were supposed to get the camera system that whoever speaks on mic, the camera automatically changes. Orlando's got it down the hall.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yes, they have that. We were supposed to get that system years ago. And it's another damn thing that's fallen through the cracks.
The other thing we could do is the 4 boxes where you can see everybody the whole time.
Yeah, and some listeners have requested that as well.
That's the worst option because I make so many scowling faces during the show.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
true.
And you have Roxanne full time putting on makeup, so don't just
the whole show.
Cast this at me.
4 hours.
Hey, I only have the Fox music right at my fingertips. Andrew, can you bring up the NFL on CBS music in there, please? Because when you play this music, right? You instantly think of football. But of course, this music is the NFL on Fox. When, in fact, the Bucs are not going to be on Fox. No, the Bucs are going to be playing the Vikings on CBS. So, Andrew, do you have the CBS NFL music handy? Why does that sound like it's in deadpan mono? Is your board in mono in there?
No, it's not.
No? Yeah. The NFL on CBS. Brought to you by Gillette. The best a man can get. And by Pepto-Bismol, so you don't have diarrhea. It'd be Kaopectate. And by Kaopectate, so you don't have diarrhea on Delta.
Yeah. Kaopectate is sponsoring all of the Browns games.
Well, the Bucks are at the Vikings.
Yes.
In Minnesota, right?
True.
So it's a 1 o'clock game. The Bucks on CBS, 1 o'clock. And we need to revisit this. Back in the spring, I remember I had a story, and I think it was from some betting-related website or organization. And I remember, because we talked about this, the Bucks back in the spring were only predicted to... Am I boring you? You're yawning. Your mouth is wide open like one of those inflatable dolls over there.
No, not you.
All right, I'm not boring you?
No, this is exciting.
Okay.
It's football. It's black and blue division. The Bucks are going back to face their old nemesis when they used to be in the NFC Central.
All right,
go ahead.
All right, whatever she just said. And listen, they're doing they're going like throwing back to like really losing days because they're bringing back that creamsicle outfit and everything. So in the spring, there was some website that said the Bucks were predicted to win just one game out of, what do they play, 17 now?
Yes.
So 1 out of 17 games. Well, guess what? The prediction is twice as good now.
100% improvement.
100% improvement, ladies and gentlemen. Sports Illustrated says the Bucks are overmatched this year. Sports Illustrated is predicting that the Bucks only win 2 out of 17 games. Two.
I don't know how they come up with that.
Get me Don on the phone. The Bucks are only supposed to win 2 games out of 17. Yes, Andrew.
How many of those same analysts would have thought that Casey would lose last night?
So last night the season kicked off.
Yeah, so
it was Thursday Night Football.
And was that an Amazon game?
No, it was.
Where was
it?
It
was on NBC.
Was it on? Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So it was.
Has his neck gotten any skinnier?
He's a thin man.
It's like a pencil. It's like a pencil neck.
It's just long.
Yeah.
But his voice is so deep.
Right. Yeah.
So it was a huge upset to start the season.
See, I was watching reruns of Hawaii 5-0. All right, so
anyway.
You said it normal that time.
What?
Hawaii. Now
Hawaii 5-0. All right, so I'm almost done, man. I just started season 11 of Hawaii 5-0, and this is the original Hawaii 5-0 from 1968 to 1980. Man, that Jack Lord man was such a he was a great actor, man. I love that guy. Anyway, so Kansas City was obviously supposed to win, and they lost to whom?
The Detroit Lions.
Get out. Really?
The Lions are...
Well, the Lions sucked for years, but aren't the Lions starting to get a little better?
They are,
yeah.
And they proved it last night. They beat Kansas City, 21-20.
Really?
Yeah, in Kansas City.
What a upset. Did Mahomes freak out, and did he kick the bench? Did he smash one of those Microsoft Surface Pro tablets like Tom Brady did a couple of times on the sidelines?
Okay. No, he didn't, but his wife did set the luxury box on fire.
Just torched it up.
Yeah.
And then it blew up. Wow. And was the game at Detroit, or was the game in Kansas City?
No, it was in Kansas City.
Whoa. A home opener season kickoff loss for the highly favored Kansas City Chiefs?
They unveiled
By the way, why can they still be the Chiefs? All this politically correct stuff with all of the Native American names being erased everywhere. I mean, I think it's an honor for Native Americans. I've got full respect for Native Americans. We screwed the Native Americans over with, what happened with land and territory and, going back a couple of 100 years. I've got nothing but respect for Native Americans. I just think that it's just, you can't have the Redskins. And of course, they were now turned into the Commanders, right?
Yes.
All right. So the Redskins, you can make an argument. All right, that's a little derogatory. However, there were some native. Listen to me.
That's a little derogatory.
Listen to me. But you had some Native Americans historically on that team, even some coaches that thought the name was great. They loved the name. All right. So put the Reds. Dude, what are you wearing? Look what you're wearing today.
I was waiting for you.
Hold on.
I found it the other day.
Fester's wearing, hold on, put Fester on MJT. Fester's wearing a Redskins t-shirt today. I just noticed this.
I'm not the biggest sports fan in the world. But
Holy moly.
I found this old Washington Redskins brand new shirt.
Wow.
In the fat guy section of a thrift store.
Oh my God, and it's bright yellow. You look like a giant French's mustard mascot, like you're in some kind of outfit.
I'm offensive to everybody today.
Yes, Rox.
Interesting thing I just found on Google, whether or not it's true, we don't know.
No.
But the name Chiefs was chosen in 1963 to commemorate previous mayor Harold Bartle, whose nickname was the Chief, and relocated the club from Dallas to Kansas City. However, that doesn't explain. Isn't their mascot?
Yeah.
They have an arrowhead on the side of their.
It's an Indian arrowhead, right? Isn't that?
They do the Indian chop.
Anyway.
Sounds like they're trying to rewrite history where their name came from.
So the Bucs is supposed to really suck this year. So the Bucs play on Sunday, 1:00 on CBS at the Vikings, and the Bucs, according to Sports Illustrated, the Bucs are only favored to win 2 out of 17 games. Yeah. So also DraftKings, I think it was DraftKings. DraftKings originally said that they only expected the Bucs to win 1 game out of 17. We'll see what happens. All right, I've got a great pile of early morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. So I encourage you to stand by, please. Hey, great news. Sarasota, Braden. Yeah, Dad, Shake, 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 another great song. And all right, so early morons in the news, no particular order here, just stuff that caught my attention is just total moron stories. Who the hell just, I'm sorry, this is not funny. This could have been really bad. Who decides to just light up the kids' clothing section at a Target store?
Oh, man, that's not a good person.
This is awful. This is out in California, And some maniac earlier this week just torched the children's clothing department at a Target. A fire deliberately set. Back to school shoppers trying to find some good bargain clothing. I'll tell you what, Michelle bought a ton of our kids' clothing at Target. Chloe, Julian, when they were growing up, Michelle bought, because, she had friends that were buying like expensive clothes, but Michelle's like, they wreck them, they stain them, they rip them, they only fit them for a short amount of time.
They grow out of them in no time flat.
Exactly. So Michelle did a ton of shopping at Target, and they got some great stuff at Target. But someone, I guess, was very unhappy with the children's clothing section at a Target store in California and just lit the freaking thing on fire. Yeah, shoppers evacuated the Buena Park, California Target store after the fire erupted about 7 p.m. earlier this week. A customer caught the whole thing on camera. Yeah, Fester's looking
at that.
Look at it. Yeah, this is from CBS 2 Los Angeles.
Looks like a bonfire right in the middle of the store.
It does.
It's not a little fire.
All right, go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning of the CBS. Here, listen to this. All right, go ahead. Hit play. You got to unmute, hit play. Go ahead.
The clothes is on fire. A scary scene at a Buena Park Target store tonight as a section of kids' clothing goes up in flames. KCAL News assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk. And Mike, you just spoke with firefighters. What's happening here?
Yeah, Juan, I can tell you there are arson investigators looking into this now. As you can imagine, the children's clothing section at Target is not supposed to catch on fire.
No.
I want to show you the video here from inside the store.
Yeah.
Where a person took this as he was shopping. He tells me the building immediately filled with smoke after this all happened. Now, nobody actually that I've spoken with actually saw anybody light it on fire, but of course, this would be deemed suspicious in nature. The fire department says by the time they got there, an employee had already put it out, and a fire sprinkler also went off. Here's the Target employee walking up there with a fire extinguisher, kind of trying to douse it. The fire sprinkler also went off and kind of held it in check as well. But when the fire department came in, they said there was just haze and smoke throughout the building. That's the same thing the person told me. So come back out here to the desk. They are working to clear that out. The arson investigation team is now there as well. We also believe Buena Park police.
What did they have against the children's clothing at Target?
Yeah, the smoke is billowing throughout the whole the store. It's crazy.
Man, somebody hates these oil cans. Remember the jerk?
Keep exploding.
Steve Martin. Someone started to shoot at Steve Martin. Navin Johnson, right? And the oil cans. And folks, if you haven't seen the movie The Jerk, go back and revisit that. Yeah.
So, are all the clothes in the store ruined because now they all smell like smoke?
I would imagine that particular rack is ruined.
The whole area within 50 feet all the way around, the whole place smells like smoke.
Jeez.
What's up with that, $12 an hour Target employee just walking up there with a fire extinguisher, braving?
It's California, so it's probably $15 an hour. And you know what?
My apologies.
Why are you making a disparaging comment about the Target employee?
I'm applauding him.
That's a hard-working. No, you had a tone.
No.
You had a tone.
No.
You had a tone.
You pay me $15 an hour. Your place burns down. Deuces. I'll see you later. I'm getting out of there.
So $15 an hour is not enough for you to hang out, grab a fire extinguisher, and put out. That Target employee in Buena Park, California. He ought to get Target Employee of the Month.
No, Employee of the Year. Get his own parking spot up front.
Put the fire out. Yeah, so it's an arson investigation, but why the hell would someone want to light Target on fire? They did. So arson investigators are on the scene, and they're trying to figure out what the hell happened. All right, continuing. Morons in the news. Why would... I don't get this. Why would this idiot just make a comment that he put a bomb under the plane? This is on a U.S. domestic flight. This didn't get a lot of attention. I don't know why. This happened, earlier this week, but I don't know why this didn't get more attention. So a guy's been charged with a felony here in Florida. It's a Florida bomb threat airplane story. A guy told a fellow passenger that he placed a bomb on the aircraft. Kenneth Lee Zongas. S-Z-O-G-A-S. Kenneth Lee Zongas. 62 was charged on August 31st, actually, with disorderly conduct and threatening to place a destructive device. So this guy was arriving at Palm Beach International Airport on an Avelo flight from New Haven, Connecticut. Avelo is that new airline that does like underserved cities. You know, you got like Breeze does the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like when we go to like Virginia Beach or Norfolk to go visit our old hometown where Michelle and I are both from, you know, we're going to look at the Breeze flights because Breeze flies Tampa International right to Norfolk International, to ORF, O-R-F. That's it's K-ORF is the airport. So Avelo is a newer startup airline, and they fly to Florida from New Haven, Connecticut. They've got a bunch of other cities. The airline's growing. It's Avelo. They've got, Boeing 737 aircraft. Haven't been on Avelo. However, we're thinking about it. You know, just a cheap flight up to New Haven to go grab some Frank Pepe pizza or some Salia pizza. Go grab a pie at bar in New Haven. Maybe I want to go visit the Yale bookstore. You know, hey, you never know.
So, was he landing?
No, but seriously, Michelle and I are thinking about going on Avelo just to go to New Haven to get some pizza. A little, pizza weekend. You know, you get a cheap flight, $79 or something, All right, so that's Avelo. So this guy is on the aircraft. He was arriving at PBI, which is Palm Beach International, on this flight from New Haven. According to the arrest report, as he was preparing to exit the plane, he told a fellow passenger that he placed a bomb under the plane that they just arrived on.
That's not something to laugh about, but
it's also odd.
Preposterous.
It's like, you didn't make the threat before you took off.
Or midair.
You didn't make the threat midair. You make the threat that you placed a bomb under the plane as you're deplaning after you arrive safely at Palm Beach International Airport.
Usually all your bomb threat impulses have gone away by the time you land.
What the hell is... The fellow passenger was not identified by police, but notified the gate agent of the threat immediately after exiting the jetway. The guy exited right behind the passenger and confirmed with the gate agent that he's the one that made the threat. Pointed, it's this guy right here. Police were notified, and they made the arrest. Public Defender's Office assigned the case, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Just bizarre. He was arrested. He's currently out on bail, set at $26,000. But what a dope.
At the gate as you're getting
off the plane, as you're deplaning. Oh, I placed a bomb under the plane.
You cross the finish line. All your frustrations, you can leave them when you pick up your bags and walk out of the building.
I would typically call this guy a schmuck on wheels, but he's a schmuck on a plane. What a nut job. All right, 6:49 at the MJ Morning Show. Man, I just scratched the surface. I got more stuff we got to get to. Oh, and Fester, you got a question about pool companies. Fester wants to know what the hell is going on with local Tampa Bay pool companies. Hold on to that thought. We'll get to that here in just a minute on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105 because, man, there's some crazy crap going on. Yeah, I got to say hi to a couple of kids out there. I'll explain why in just a matter of moments here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. So, quick break here. Hey, the Kemp Law... On Q105, MJ here with Roxanne and Fester. No Froggy today because Froggy's off to Indianapolis. He should be, taxiing right now, right? Didn't he have like a 6:50 flight from the Tampa International to Indy?
Yeah, yesterday we asked him what time his flight was, and he said super early. I thought he said 6:50, so yeah.
Yeah, what is the airport code for India? Is it IND for Indianapolis? Because I can look up on Flight Radar 24.
Oh, why don't you just follow his flight like a stalker?
I can do that. So hold on, flight by route. So we'll do TPA, Tampa International, to Indianapolis. Indianapolis is IND. Okay, here we go. All right, up live right now. Okay, so it looks like up scheduled time of departure 6:50. All right, I just found Froggy's flight. So let me show on map. Let me see if it's taken off yet. Nope. It is. Oh, it literally. Hold. It's right. It's taken off right now.
What airline?
Right
is
now,
it?
it's Southwest. Froggy's on Southwest 4111. So WN 4111, Tampa to Indy. The plane is literally taking off as we speak. I'm watching, and I'll show this on MJ TV. So you see the red airplane? That's Froggy's plane. There it's literally wheels up right now. Rotate. They're up. So if you're looking, if you're near, if you're on the Howard Franklin right now, look for Southwest taking off right over the Howard Franklin right now. And Froggy is on that plane. So if you are on, seriously, if right now he is flying over the Howard Franklin Bridge right now. It is Southwest Airlines, and that's Froggy's flight.
This is very exciting.
Listen, it is exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very exciting.
You are such a plane nerd.
I am. Listen, if I were not in radio, I probably would have been a commercial airline pilot.
Or just a weirdo who stares at planes.
Just a plain weirdo.
You know, I've been following a YouTube channel.
Right over the Howard Franklin right now.
Oh, my gosh. That's what they do. They go up in the air.
No, but Froggy's on that flight. Look up. You'll see Froggy's plane.
So I found your retirement hobby. I've been following a YouTube page of plane spotters.
Right.
And all they do is they get a parking spot on the top of the garage.
By the way, the N number, he is on N8576 Zulu.
Whew, we needed to know that.
Yeah, that's his flight. He's on a 737-800. You want to know when the plane was built?
Nope.
Oh, the plane's only 5 years old. The plane was delivered to Southwest in June of 2018. So it's a newer 737-800. Anyway, what were you saying?
I found your retirement hobby.
Yeah, what's that?
Plane spotting. Guys, there's a YouTube channel that it's at LAX. I was watching 45 minutes.
This is not new. Well, I know about this.
It's new to, of course, you know about it. Avionics nerd.
It would be avionics would be the electronics in the plane. It would be aviation nerd,
which encompasses all of it. That's what you're the nerd of.
Moving along, Fester.
Yes,
you are deeply concerned about what the hell is going on with pool companies in the Tampa Bay area.
Well, I mean, for years it seems like you didn't hear any news about any pool companies out of the ordinary.
So Fester, a few minutes ago. Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on, Jennifer's calling in. Hold on. Jennifer, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Jennifer.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Jennifer, did you just see Froggy's Southwest flight take off over the Howard Franklin?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Are you heading north or south on 275?
I'm headed toward the Howard Franklin.
Okay. From where? Tampa or Pinellas?
From Polk County.
Oh, from Polk. Okay, so yeah, you're on the Tampa side. So you saw Froggy. Look at this. I got listeners calling in, plane spotting Froggy's flight to Indianapolis. Oh, and do you listen to us every morning?
I absolutely do.
Well, I love you too. Thank you for listening. And do you tell 3 people a day to listen to the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM?
I do.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Have a great weekend. Look at that. A listener calling in that just saw Froggy's flight take off from Tampa International. All right, so where were we? Oh, so the pool issue. Fester makes a mention. This is during the last commercial break.
Yeah.
And Fester says to me during the break, let's get deep into this pool thing. Oh, no. When did you say it to me? Hold on a minute.
It might have been the commercial break before that.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the last. It was the commercial break before that, right before we went into early Morons in the news. And Fester says to me, what is going on with local pool companies? There have been 2 major pool company, we're talking about people that have shelled out like big deposits or have paid a large chunk of money for pools to be installed at their house, and they're getting hosed. So what's a new company after there was a company that I know that Channel 8 did a lot of reporting on this.
Olympus Pools has been in the news for several months.
Didn't that guy get sentenced to prison?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, hold on. So give me the latest Olympus story.
The latest?
So this is from August 14th. Following a 2-year Better Call Bankin investigation into unfinished pools, James Statton, the owner of defunct Olympus Pools, turned himself in at the Pasco County Jail facing 34 counts related to alleged fraud, according to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Bail set at $2.8 million.
That's a pretty big bail.
Yeah. You know, should we call Bankin? We better call Bankin right now.
Well, she's involved in both stories.
I know. Hold on. I better call Bankin. I got her number. I got Shannon's cell number. Hang on. Shannon Bankin right here. Let me call. I better call Bankin.
Bankin better get out of bed.
Yeah. What if Bankin's in bed? All right, hey Andrew, pick up Hot One and see if Bankin's available. Bankin better pick up. But yeah, she's been doing these investigative. What do they call it? Is it the I team or the investigative squad? No, she's better call Bankin. But anyway,
they did some investigative journalism, and they got to the bottom of this Olympus stuff. And I've been hearing about Olympus for several months about unhappy customers.
Those
and the charges.
pending felony charges, according to. Oh, she's ready.
Okay,
look at that.
Okay.
She better be ready.
I better call Bankin, and I did, and Bankin's not in bed. This is great. Hey, Bankin, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, good morning.
All right, so Shannon, better call Bankin from News Channel 8. So Fester said to me a little while ago, what the hell is going on with these pool companies in the Tampa Bay area? And we've been following the reporting on Olympus Pools, and the guy turned himself into the Polk County Jail a couple of weeks back. A bail at $2.8 million. So he screwed a ton of customers out of their money. But now Fester says there's another pool company, and it's a well-known company also for years, Riviera Pools. What's going on?
Well, you're exactly right. Riviera Pools, they have abruptly closed, and there's quite a few people that have been left without their pools finished. And a lot of the people that have called us have put down payments and didn't get anything at all. Maybe they got a permit. Maybe they didn't get a permit. We interviewed a guy who paid $24,000. We interviewed someone else who paid $14,000 back in May. They've just been waiting, and they got nothing at all. But I will say that after I got involved and we spoke with the owner, those two people did get their money yesterday. So I'm happy that I was able to get some results for those people, but there are a lot of other people that are still waiting.
Now, Shannon, do we know why? Riviera Pools has been around for a long time. Our good friend Ted Webb, rest in peace, Ted Webb, one of my favorite people of all time. Right. Very good friends with Ted Webb, and Ted passed a couple of years back. Ted endorsed Riviera Pools for years. And they were a good, reliable pool company. So what the hell has happened?
Well, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people trusted Riviera Pools, because it does have a very well-known name. They've advertised for years. A lot of people have friends that have gotten Riviera Pools. But in this situation, what I'm learning is that the owner that we all knew to be the owner, William Melton, I think his name is, he decided to get out of the pool business, and so he was slowly doing that. He sold half of his ownership. So another owner from Jacksonville came in and bought 50% of the company back in February, and it's been kind of going downhill from there. Now, that owner says that the company was already in turmoil, and it's not his fault. You know, we have to work through all of those details, but what we know is that the company was going downhill, and now this new owner has decided to close it. He does tell me he's selling the real estate. If he can sell it, he's under contract right now for a little over $1 million. If he does that, then he's hoping to pay everybody off. But I will say, you mentioned Olympus Pools, that sent a message. The state sent a message to pool company owners, and it seems like that message is being heard because yesterday 2 very large wire transfers were made hours before our story airs.
Wow. All right. So quickly, Shannon, how do people find a reliable pool company these days? Because it seems like all these companies are in turmoil.
It's, and we tell tell people, look at reviews and talk to people who've had other pools done. And in this case, people did that. And like you mentioned, Riviera Pools, everybody had heard of it. So my advice is talk to people who had pools done recently. Find someone who had a pool completed last month. Call the county where you are and find out how many permits your pool company has, and make sure that number matches with what your pool company said, because if they have 50 holes in the ground, you don't want to be 51.
Wow. Listen, Festa was very disturbed this morning with the latest, so I said we better call Bankin, and we did, and Bankin picks up. I love it. Hey, Shannon, thanks for being on the MJ Morning Show again.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You bet. Hey, I got to say hi to a couple of kids. So, not last night, but the night before, I'm walking in the neighborhood. I'm doing my nightly walk, right?
Right.
I'm on a big street through my neighborhood, and a car passes me and then just hits the brakes and then backs up, reverses, right? So this is like, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night, 7:55, 8 o'clock at night. It's dusk. The sun's getting ready to go down. And I'm doing my nightly walk. I do 2 miles every weeknight. I do 5 miles on Saturday and Sundays. And this car, it was a gray Tesla Model 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh man, what's going on? I put my hand on my right pocket. So I'm like, what's going on here? So this Tesla just stops dead and then reverses. I'm like, oh man, it's just gonna be like a scene out of Sopranos or something. So windows roll down, both the driver window and the left side passenger window roll down, and it's like, MJ. So it's a dad driving 3 kids in the back of this Tesla, and they're like, hey, you said you walk every night, and that if we see you in the neighborhood, just stop and say hi. So they did. They stopped to say hello.
You kind of scared the crap out of you for half a second.
So the father that was driving was dropping off a kid down the street. He lives in a different neighborhood, but he was dropping off a neighborhood kid, and it was Camden, Mason, and Jackson in the back seat of the Tesla. So I want to say hi to Camden, Mason, and Jackson. And thanks, guys, for listening to the MJ Morning Show. And, I have said, hey, if you see me walking in the neighborhood, just stop and say hi. And they did.
Good.
I thought I might have been gunned down or knifed or something, but no, it was just...
That's just your luck, man. You get a drive-by with a Tesla.
Yeah.
Of all the vehicles.
So, hey, good morning to Camden, Mason, and Jackson. Thanks, guys. How old? Maybe 8, 9, 10 years old, somewhere in that vicinity. Okay. So I really appreciate you guys listening to the show. So thanks a lot. All right, when we get back in minutes, Roxanne, I see you raising your hand on something. Can you hold on a minute?
I can.
Okay, hold on. I'll let you be first up when we get back. I don't want to get off track here. So we have an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ coming up next. Oh, there's one more maniacal pool story. A dude with a drone and pools in the neighborhood. This is insane. All right? Crazy pool story coming up in just a bit. Also, there is major news on that one-chip challenge, which they think might be related to a teenager dying. There's major news on this. Also, guys that lie about their height. All right, we got to get into that. There's a lot of stuff coming up. Hold on. Back in a minute here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Here I go again, launching an hour and 20 minutes at least of nonstop MJ. Happens right now. Folks, welcome to the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And we highly appreciate listening to the show. And I ask just one thing of you, MJ3 a day. Tell 3 people every day you listen to the MJ Morning Show and you love our content, you love the program. Listen, pound for pound, we are hands down the best morning show in the Tampa Bay market. It just doesn't get better than what we do as far as the content quality and the tonnage that we deliver every single week here on the MJ Morning Show. So tell 3 people that you listen to us on 104.7 FM. Also, every show's podcast. It's all posted by 11 a.m. every day. We're live on MJ TV in the studio every morning. You can watch all 4 hours live if you go to mjmorningshow.com and click on MJ TV. All right, Roxanne, I got a pile here, but I said you could be first up because you were going to interject when we were going to commercial break a few minutes ago. So what is urgent?
I was just going to say thank you to the people who are texting me photos of Froggy's plane on the Howard Franklin, but I would not recommend taking photos while you drive.
Over the Howard Franklin, not on the Howard Franklin. That would be big news.
Froggy and Hal Herman were on that flight.
Sitting next to each other. Can you imagine what if Hal was in the window seat, by the window seat, and then Froggy was on the aisle? Yeah. What would that be like to be sitting between
If you missed it, Froggy's flying to Indianapolis for some kind of shelving trade show, and Froggy's flight was on Southwest to Indy at 6:50 this morning, and I said, I think Froggy's flight's about to take off, and this was like about 7 o'clock, and sure enough, I go to my Flight Radar 24 app, I'm a gold member, and I see Froggy's flight is literally on 19 right, actually taking off as I'm looking at it. And I'm like, hey, folks, if you're on the Howard Franklin, take a look. You see the Southwest flight coming over right now, taking off from Tampa International. The Froggy's on that plane. All right, so I've got one other additional pool item here, and this is crazy. It's not local. Now, if you missed the last segment, Fester very disturbed about the influx of local pool companies going out of business and hosing customers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like millions of dollars. I mean, it's crazy stuff. And now it was Olympus Pools. Now Riviera Pools has shut down. It's crazy. Listen to this. New Jersey man arrested for using a drone to ruin people's pools by dropping green dye in their pools. What kind of wacko uses a drone? He's flying over houses and dropping green dye. You know how they dye like the Chicago River green or here in downtown. Yep, I'm about to get to that. Here in downtown. Didn't it get postponed this year? Wasn't there some kind of...
Well, why was it postponed?
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
I thought it was delayed this year for something. I think they were expecting bad, whatever it was. But they do it in the Hillsborough River, downtown Tampa. Turn the river green. Well, this guy flying a drone over people's houses, just dumping green dye. What the hell? Residents at a New Jersey inn saw their summer ruined after a man used a drone to drop green dye into their pool, repeatedly leaving kids and adults crying. Patrick Spina IV, 45, was arrested earlier this week in New Jersey after terrorizing local pools for months with green dye, transforming clear blue water into nasty neon green. Yeah, Fester just brought up a photo.
Oh, my God. Look at this thing.
Sandra Wolstian, operator and general manager of the Quality Inn in Galloway Township, New Jersey, said her customers have been targeted dozens of times since late June, ruining their summer fun. Anyway, this guy has targeted tons of people. Cost this inn thousands of dollars to repair the pool, as the sea dye caused serious damage to the concrete base.
How? It's dye.
Yeah.
New Jersey police said they got a similar report from a homeowner on August 13th whose swimming pool suddenly turned green. The investigation found several other pools in Absecon, New Jersey, and Galloway were hit with the same green dye throughout the summer. Working with the Federal Aviation Administration, police spotted the offending drone flying on September 1st. Officials tracked it to Spina's Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling Office. This guy owns a heating and cooling company, and he's flying a drone, ruining people's pools by dropping green dye. What? I mean, what possesses you to do this?
Oh, man.
Guy was booked on multiple counts of criminal mischief, has been released on a summons pending court proceedings. The FAA warned that Spina could face more than $30,000 in fines over the incidents, have his drone certification suspended. But what was the guy's motive here? Why would he do this? Dropping green dye in people. Why are you smirking over there, Roxanne?
I'm asking myself the same question. Why would people do that?
That's just nuts. We've got breaking news, folks. We got a breaking news update on the one chip challenge because we just talked about this yesterday about this teenager that died. That was up in what? Was it Massachusetts?
Yeah, it was in the Northeast up there.
Yeah, from Worcester. Yeah, it was Worcester, Massachusetts. And can you directly tie the Pocky one chip challenge? And if you don't know what this is, we did this on this program months ago. Do you remember when? And do you still have some of the unpackaged ones, unopened ones?
No, I bought like 5 of them.
Yeah, but what'd you do with them?
They sat in our office, and then you know how like our kitchenette becomes like just the goodwill of the radio station.
They're pulled off the market now.
Okay, hold on. When I bought them, the first thing you said was, "Why the hell did you buy so many?"
Well, now I'm saying, well, you bought many, so where are they? So you don't have them anymore?
I don't have any of them. No.
Oh man, typical Fester.
You son of a bitch.
All right, so
you gave me nothing but crap. Why'd you buy 5? We don't need 5. We just need 1. We only need half of one.
So the company behind the one chip challenge, it's one large tortilla chip, one chip inside a package, and it's like $9. And it is dipped in, or it's made with like the hottest peppers known to man. It was like the ghost pepper or the death, whatever it is.
The active ingredient in those peppers is called, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but capsaicin.
Capsaicin.
Capsaicin. There
no,
we go.
No, but capsaicin. But no, capsaicin is in any pepper. It just depends on the capsaicin, how many Scoville units are in that pepper.
Jeez, I didn't know I was coming to a capsaicin expert. Okay. You know about Scoville units.
No, Scoville.
Snowville.
No, not Snowville, Scoville.
Like a bell pepper is 0 Scoville units because it's not hot.
Scoville unit.
Then like the habanero pepper, then the ghost pepper. Then
so the company that makes this Pocky, was it
PAQUI?
Is it PACQUI?
No, it's PAQUI.
Just PAQUI.
Yes.
So the company makes this Pocky chip. They are pulling the chip from the market. They're pulling it off shelves, or they're telling retailers, take it off the shelf after the teen up in Worcester, Mass. I just drove right through there because, taking Chloe to college, we just drove right through Worcester, right past the Polar Seltzer plant, right off of the interstate there. So Harris Wolabaugh, 14-year-old sophomore, died at a hospital on Friday after eating a single Pocky chip at school. I don't think the chip was the cause. I think there's something else, and I guess we have to wait for the autopsy from the medical examiner. Did the chip lead to some congenital issue? Who knows? While the cause of death is yet to be determined, the medical examiner's office believes that maybe complications from the challenge with the chip might have led to his death. We'll see. In a statement posted to its website, Pocky, the chip maker, said it's working to have the chip removed from stores out of an abundance of caution in response to a growing number of incidents. The Pocky One Chip Challenge is intended for adults only, with clear and prominent labeling highlighting the chip is not for children or anyone sensitive to spicy foods who has food allergies, is pregnant, or has underlying health conditions. There's a big warning on the label of this one chip challenge, which, Fester, you bought yours at like what, 7-Eleven?
I bought it at a 7-Eleven, yeah.
You bought like 4 or 5 of these things at $9 a piece.
Right.
Like $8.99 or something?
Yeah, it was like, $40-50 worth of them.
So now the chip is being pulled off shelves nationwide.
So capsaicin, when you consume too much of it, it can cause serious health problems, including chest pain, heart palpitations, and even heart attacks.
The One Chip Challenge has been an internet sensation. The One Chip Challenge is part of videos. Shaquille O'Neal even tried it.
It was a thing for a couple of minutes. I mean, a lot of people did videos of it or filmed themselves eating it and then falling over. But this, this kid, something else must have triggered because of the internal trauma that he was, or duress he was put under by this chip.
I feel awful for this kid. Andrew, what was that? Andrew, our producer, just chimed in, yes?
Yes, they're all over eBay now.
Oh, so since they're being pulled off the shelves, people are trying to sell their Pocky one-chip challenges on eBay. So look, I feel terrible about this kid. It's awful. This 14-year-old kid, but I don't think the chip was the direct cause, but I guess we'll wait and see. But heads up, they're pulling the damn thing off the market. I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing about this. Vega and Mambo number 5.
This is something that we talked about yesterday.
What, did Lou Bega die from the one-chip challenge also?
No, he did not.
I was about to say, why are we playing Lou Bega?
So hold on, Roxanne. You think you know why I'm playing a little Lou Bega, Mambo number 5? Why?
I saw this story. This is hilarious. So yesterday, we talked about a particular writer and director of a movie that was seen in 1986 by some listeners.
It's weird. We haven't talked about this guy for months, and then suddenly 2 days in a row,
we have
Froggy brought up this movie about all these machines that come to life.
The Stephen King movie.
Exactly.
Yes, that's who we're talking about.
We're talking about Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell does Stephen King have to do with Mambo number 5?
A little bit of Monica in my life.
What is Stephen King? Why are we talking about Stephen? By the way, Stephen King spends a lot of time here in the Tampa Bay area. He's got a home down in Sarasota. Stephen King has many times described our show as a horror.
Actually written several books based around the atrocity that is this morning show.
Yeah. So this is pretty funny. Stephen King's wife threatened to divorce him because he played Mambo number 5 on repeat.
I like this song.
I don't know what the time frame was, but this was a Daily Mail story yesterday. I'm like, get out of here. We just talked about Stephen King and Froggy bringing up this obscure movie where like vending machines kill people. Electronic devices are killing people. So the story goes like this. Horror author Stephen King claims his wife threatened to divorce him because he played Lou Bega's Mambo number 5 on repeat. Yeah, 75-year-old horror author loved Mambo number 5 so much, his wife almost divorced him. He was writing his book 11/22/63 when he played the song over and over again. He wrote, "My wife said that she would disembowel me with the sharpest Ginsu knife if I played the extended version one more time." And this story, I guess, is just coming out now, but it happened back in 2009. So this is a long time ago.
I thought this was when he was all coked up, but that was like in the 80s.
What?
Stephen King?
Yeah, he's come out about that. He did cocaine in the 80s. That's how he wrote half of his books.
All coked up?
Yeah. Oh, no, he says it. I'm not I'm not being
Yeah, well,
defaming him or whatever.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
But I just thought it was funny. 2 Stephen King mentions in 2 days here on the MJ Morning Show, and it includes Lou Bega.
A little bit of Monica in my...
Oh, what's that story that Froggy had about Lou? Remember Lou Bega? Oh,
Lou Bega.
Yeah, Lou Bega. When we were over at FLZ years ago, we brought Lou Bega into town to do, when the song was hot, we brought him in to do like a club appearance.
Yeah.
And didn't Froggy say that Lou Bega asked him a question?
Yeah, so a bunch of us were there. It was just like in the evening. Like the night show was talking to Lou before he left for his concert, right? So and he was a super cool guy. He's like, he's like 5 feet tall, small little guy. But he had his little entourage with him, and he walks up to Froggy, and he says, "So this is a pretty fun town, right?" And Froggy's like, "Yeah, man, Tampa has a little bit of everything for you." And he goes, "Hey, one quick question." And he kind of pulls Froggy aside, and Lou Bega asks Froggy, "Hey, What's the age of consent around here? Froggy's like,
Why? Because
a little bit of Monica in my life.
Yeah, Monica's 14. Stay away, Lou.
A little bit of Rita.
No, Rita's 15. No, stay away.
A little bit of Sandra.
Sandra's 18. Sandra's okay.
oh, man.
A little bit of Jessica.
All right, Jessica is 21. You're safe there, Lou. Yeah, but
Wow.
that's
Lou Bega, man.
That's a funny story. And then Stephen King in Mambo number 5. All right, I have a picture you've got to see. Have you seen the trampoline truck on my Instagram?
Yes.
What the hell? Folks, the picture's on my Instagram. So my IG is Certified MJ Radio. I don't know what they're thinking, but I took a picture at the corner of, where Kennedy turns, it's Eisenhower takes you past the airport and then it turns into the Veterans, right? So that's Eisenhower, right?
Yeah.
So that's Eisenhower. So Kennedy ends right there like at the mall, and then the left turn then becomes Kennedy over to 275 in South Tampa. So I am sitting at Kennedy and Kennedy, where it turns in Eisenhower. I'm at that traffic light. So my car is facing the West Shore Plaza parking lot. JCPenney and Dick's and Grimaldi's Pizza right in front of me. And I'm going left toward the airport. So I'm about to turn left on Eisenhower. And as I'm approaching, I'm like, what the heck is that? There is a massive trampoline that is just perched precariously in the back of a flatbed trailer, not tied down, just jammed in and hanging over the side. I'm talking about one of these trampolines that's like 20 feet across. I'm talking about a diameter of maybe like 20 feet.
The absolute biggest home trampoline you could buy.
I'm thinking that's what it is.
That's that big.
And this guy is towing a trailer, and the trampoline is just in and hanging completely over the side into the other lane virtually. And I'm like, what is this? Is like only in Florida.
And it's just leaning there.
And then people, when I posted this, I didn't even recognize this. Then people are noticing that the pickup truck the guy's driving, he has a homemade dually. It's not like a real dually with the, a dually pickup truck, F-250s or F-350s. The dualies are the heavy duties that have the two wheels in the back. So 2 tires on each side. It's a double axle deal, whatever they call it. It's called a dually.
But the fender goes over, or the side flare goes over.
The flared fender goes out. But this guy has an extra tire on his axle, but it's not a real dually. It's a homemade. What is this? Thing's a wreck. And this guy has a giant trampoline that could fall off of this onto a car. Folks, you got to see this picture. It is on my Instagram. It's Certified MJ Radio. Now, if you don't follow me, give me a follow on Instagram. I'm certified, the word certified, then MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. And again, you never know what the hell you're going to see. I never know what the hell I'm going to see. And then I take a picture of it, and then I let you see it.
All right. I know nothing about this guy. I just know that I want to be his friend.
What do you think? This
guy's totally awesome.
Yeah,
just
he really is.
Tooling around town with a big old trampoline, bouncing around, homemade dually truck.
What's not to love about this guy?
Seriously, this guy's awesome.
Hey, Andrew, for those that don't give a flying crap about Instagram, please grab this and put this on our website. So as publisher of this photo that I took, I grant permission to put our photo on our website, okay? All right, so we'll place this on mjmorningshow.com in a few minutes. Give us a few. mjmorningshow.com, and it'll be in as heard on the MJ Morning Show. You'll click on that, and then it'll take you to the Instagram, so you can just look at it on a regular web browser. But I encourage you to look at it on Instagram and give me a follow. If you don't follow me at Certified MJ Radio. But go back to it, because I want to read some of the comments. Now, let me scroll here. So I posted this picture, and the only caption I put on it was "only in Florida." And people are like in total agreement with me. Correct. I'm a Polk County native, and nothing surprises me. I'm a huge fan of the show all the way back to the BJ days, MJ and BJ morning show. You're right, only in Florida. We're so special here in Florida. How are they not pulled over for that? I can imagine what a horrible accident that could cause. That's from Sunshine for Me 57.
No, wait, you'd bounce off the trampoline. You'd be fine.
But, I mean, these comments are... But then I got to find... Let me go to my app, because there's one comment, and somebody was like saying, greatest dad ever.
I agree.
Wait, let me bring up this comment. I've got 40 comments on this thing. All right. So Michelle writes, too dang hard to unassemble. Besides, I'm sure the assembly instructions were thrown out.
Who needs instructions?
Then here's B. Smith writes, it looks higher than the streetlights. It did. I'd like to discuss the dual rear wheels with a single wheel. Anyway, so people are commenting on that. Then here's Bandwagon writes, Fester's Logistics Company hard at work.
I would have done it the same way. This guy's absolutely right.
Oh, man. I want to find the comment about, here's somebody from Alabama. Our local weatherman refers to trampolines as Alabama's state bird, since we have those go flying around through storms.
every tornado in Alabama.
Let me find the comment on the best dad. Here we go. So, Koogmeister writes... What is Koogmeister?
I don't know.
Is this a guy that's a meister for cougars?
Maybe.
So this guy writes, that's a rad dad for getting this to his kids. And that's what it's all about, MJ. We only have our kids for such a short period of time. Props 100% to him.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So put motorists in danger by having an unsecured massive trampoline? Folks, I can only do so much describing it on the air. You've got to see the picture. Go to Certified MJ Radio on Instagram or go to mjmorningshow.com and click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show and take a look at this. It is insane. You never know what the hell you're going to see on the roads in Florida. Nuts. All right, Roxanne, I got to talk about this the little short guy, guys lying about their height.
Okay.
So... guys lie, and it goes both ways. It's tall guys and short guys. Guys lying about their height. And I saw a whole thread on the AITA. That's the Reddit thread. Am I the bleep hole?
Yes.
Am I the? It's the. Yeah. Do they call it AITA? Is it AITA? It's.
I've always said the letters.
AITA. It's a great thread on Reddit. And people ask, hey, here's the situation. Am I the bleep hole?
Now, some of these people, I think they just make up stories.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But there's a great one about guys lying about their height. So hold on. I'll get to that in just a second. First, though, at 7:49 on the MJ Morning Show, Roxanne, you have a little bit of an awkward school moment to speak of.
Yeah. I'm off my game today because I can't stop thinking about it. It's just so embarrassing. And I know you guys are just going to rip me and just rake me over the coals for it.
So
we're going to rake you over the coals?
Is that the expression?
Yeah.
Roxanne has a situation that occurred involving one of her scantily clad... Don't what? I got to tell the story.
Don't give that. I got to tell the story.
Okay, you tell the story. Go ahead.
All right. So 2 days ago, I'm going through Daviana's backpack and I find a photo in the backpack that's like on this kind of paper, printed out, on regular paper, because I had asked Doug a couple of weeks ago when she started school. I said, Daviana needs a family photo. Can you print up a picture of our family and send it with her? Because that's what they do.
The whole deal, and this is Daviana, and she's how old is that one?
3.
That's the 3-year-old. Mm-hmm. So she's like in a little preschool deal, right?
Yes.
So, and we've all been part of this where the kids bring a photo of the family in, and all the kids in the class, they post their family photos on the wall. So all the kids, they have their families, so all the other kids can see all the other kids' family. So what happens?
So I find this photo, and I immediately kind of think I know what it is, but I asked Doug, I go, what's this photo doing in Daviana's backpack? And
all right, Roxanne, you told me that it was one of the skimpiest bikinis that you own, and it's a photo of you in a bikini.
MJ, will you let me tell the story? Because we have to just explain what happened.
I'm trying to get to the blood and guts here.
Listen, I'm sitting next to the two longest storytellers I ever met.
No,
so
two greatest storytellers. Just fast track.
No, I'm just kidding. You're good storytellers. But in any case, I find this photo, and I'm like, what is this? And he was like, that's Daviana's family photo. They must not have found it in the backpack.
It's you in a bikini?
I'm like, Doug, no, the backpack was empty yesterday. They sent it back. They returned it.
So, wait a minute.
Listen.
So who finds the skimpiest bikini photo of you? Who found this photo and sent it to school with your 3-year-old?
Doug.
For what?
Doug did.
Okay, Doug sent it. The teacher found it, or the teacher's aide found it and sent it back.
No, this is crazy.
Oh my
so
God.
I look at this picture. The photo is fine for our family. It's us, the 4 of us on the beach. I know exactly what happened. Doug,
Itsy bitsy teeny weeny Roxanne Polka dot bikini. And Doug
sent back from school the very next day.
I know exactly what happened. Doug has this thing where his expression that he makes in photos, he's got to work on it a little bit. And he always has like a very Zoolander kind of, La Tigra pose.
That is
right?
the truth. Every time you see Doug, you meet him in person. He's
Ben Stiller Zoolander face?
That's no joke. Doug always smiles in person. He's very happy to see in person. However, every picture looks like a mugshot.
Yes. Like he's miserable. So we are actively working on this.
All right, the family photo he puts in your daughter's backpack for family photo time at preschool is a beach shot, and you in a skimpy little, is this it?
Yes. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's Doug. I know why he picked this photo. He picked this photo
because it's the thirstiest of trap video or pictures.
Actually making a nice face in this photo, like a relaxed, normal-looking face.
Here, hand this over. Hand this over.
The problem is Mom's boobs are about to fly out.
There's a lot to look at in that photo. Smiling dad? Now you know why he's smiling.
So he didn't even bother.
Oh, it's not a big. It's a one piece.
It's a one piece,
but your boobs are coming out.
Yeah, they are.
It's a real low scoop.
It's a scoopy
God! You can almost see some nip.
It's
right there.
It's right there. It's a fine photo for the family. If we want to put that one on a wall in our home, I'm okay with it.
I'm holding it up to MJ TV,
but not at a Christian school. No.
It's a Christian school. Doug sends your boobs virtually coming out of this bathing suit. And it's a Christian preschool?
Yes. I can promise you, this is how immune Doug is to my boobs.
Oh,
because he didn't even look at me. He just looked at himself and thought, we don't take a ton of family photos because it's always like, Doug, take me and the girls. Okay, now I'll get one of you guys. So we don't have them together, but this is all of us together. And he's making a nice face. And it's a recent photo. So that's why he picked it. He didn't look at my chest.
Hey.
Obviously.
And they sent it back.
Hey, all 3-year-olds and teachers and the priest or whoever, is it a Catholic?
Listen, I'm quite sure it's not Catholic, but I promise you that this photo, because it took a couple weeks to come back to us.
It was sent back. Sent back. Hey, so this photo is sent for family picture wall at a Christian preschool.
Yes.
Roxanne's rack is popping out. Hey, everybody, come on. Come to the family wall and see Roxanne Wilder's rack on display with her boobs about to pop out.
All the altar boys have already made their copies. Here you go, ma'am.
I went to pick up my kid, recently, and I honestly, I'm very self-conscious because, I know some people probably listen to the show are like, her mom's a foul-mouthed. I changed my name there. I pretend like I'm not Roxanne Wilder, but probably some people know. So I'm very self-conscious when I go there.
I'm holding it up to MJTV still. Look at this. I mean, your boobs are literally, I think I can see a little top of the...
okay, well, listen. You don't need... It's just a piece of paper, so you can enlarge it. But anyways, there was a discussion about this.
Oh, yeah.
Because my daughter has 2 teachers. So
that Roxanne Wilder,
Daviana's mother,
that Roxanne Wilder... What? Can you believe this? They said,
I sent it.
She's on that foul MJ morning show. Like that awful devil-ridden MJ.
We're possessed. All right. So, Roxanne, Doug could not have found You're right. Doug is an awful photo.
How about a picture of you clothed?
Yeah, like an Easter photo or something like that.
Wow.
He liked himself. I promise you. He likes how he looks in that photo.
He probably liked how you look too.
So I haven't even yelled at him about it or anything, but this was a major discussion that okay, how are we going to handle this? We can't put it on the wall. We can't let other parents come in here and see this.
Let's just put it back in the
Let's just
backpack.
Slip it back in the backpack.
Send it home.
And now that I think about it, like I always second guess my interactions with people, and I feel like her one teacher didn't talk to me at all, and her other teacher, I felt like now in retrospect, I think she was laughing at me. So
funny.
It's mortifying.
Because they saw as much as if you went to like a doctor for a breast exam.
Roxanne, you should run for PTA president. You'd win with this photo. All the dads would vote for you.
Look at that. Wow. All right. Guys lying about their height. What time is it? 7:57. We got a good 45 minutes to go here. Nonstop MJ, folks. Hey, tell 3 people today you listen to the MJ Morning Show. Hey, we don't ask much of you, but we're trying to grow the audience as large as possible ahead of my contract negotiations because my contract expires at the end of the year. So tell 3 people today you listen to the MJ Morning Show and you love it. If you know people that don't listen to us, maybe they're listening to another program, whatever, just say, hey, give the MJ Morning Show a shot. Tell 3 people today. Help us grow the audience. 104.7 FM, Q105 is where we are. So I'm looking at this thread from Reddit, and it's the AITA, Am I the Bleep Hole? And people post scenarios, and they ask, hey, am I the bleep hole here? Am I the bleep hole for refusing to date short men that lie about it? This is an interesting story.
How do you lie about your height?
Let me read this.
A couple different ways.
I'm tall for a woman, 5'8", in the 90th percentile for height for women. I don't lie about my height. I'm very upfront about it. I have a dating profile that says right on the profile 5'8". I frequently match with men close to my height or taller than me. I'm willing to date those shorter than me, but there aren't many of them on the apps until you meet them. And then virtually 80% of men lie about their height. So, no, height is not my deal breaker. Lying is. If you lie to me about something I can easily disprove, like your height, I will think that you're lying about other things, and I will have a poor foundation of trust. Then I'll be uninterested in pursuing things further. I will happily go on a date with a man that is 5'6" and says he is 5'6". If a man lies to me, says he's 5'10", and shows up being 5'6", I have zero interest in this man, not because he's short, but because he lied. I will similarly kick a guy to the curb if he says he is 6'2" and is actually 5'10". It's not the height, it's the lying. One guy even tried to tell me that he's 5'7". One guy even tried to tell me that 5'7" was the same thing as 6'2" in his country. What?
In my country.
in my country.
What is it, from Nicaragua or something?
Others apologize for converting metric to inches wrong. Right. Yeah, so she even spells out RIIIIIGHT. Right.
So you'd rather be terrible at math than admit how tall you are.
Then she finishes up with, so these short kings then lose their bleep and call me elitist for not wanting to go out with them.
Elitist?
Again, because of their heights. I can explain till I'm blue in the face. It's because they lied and not because of their height. And they will not care or believe me. Also, my previous partners have been 5'2", 5'7", 5'7", and 5'10", so I'm not only going for tall guys. After it happened for the umpteenth time, I'm here wondering if I am the a-hole for my stringent don't lie about obvious things on the first date policy. For what it's worth, any other obvious lies get a pass from me as well. Height is just really obvious. So I thought it was a great story.
I think she is the A.
You know, let's grab some calls on this. What time is it? 8:01. Going on, almost 8:02. Let's grab a couple of calls on this. Andrew, I'm not going to get a ton of calls because I got a lot that I got to get to. I got a ton of audio. We got to get, I'm looking at my list here. We got a lot of stuff to do today. All right. So 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So do you think the woman is the bleep hole? Or, listen, I think she's very reasonable. She doesn't mind going out with a guy that's 5'6". She dated two guys that were 5'7", dated a guy that was, what, 5'2".
Dated a lot of people.
And she doesn't mind it. Just don't lie to her. The lying is the deal breaking.
Well, it's in the profile. It's not like they're saying, I'm 6'2", and they're 5'5".
But it might be in the profile, but then
profile.
also maybe in a conversation. They're talking about it. And also, talks about their height. So let's grab some calls on this. Ladies, or hey, listen, maybe even guys. Guys, are there any women that you matched with where the woman was much taller? Because sometimes you get really, really tall women that don't give their true height. I've known this. I've known some tall women that have reduced their real height and have said that they're shorter than they really are, because they thought that being too tall might be a turnoff to guys. So, listen, I'll grab both ways here. 800-990-1047. So, in the dating world, have you encountered the height liars? And what do you think about this woman? I mean, there are many different angles we can grab calls on here. And what are your thoughts about this woman's policy? I don't care about the short guy is what she says. Just don't lie to me about it. That's the deal breaker. Not that you're a shorter guy. All right, 800-990-1047. That is how you get in. 800-990-1047. And again, there are multiple angles, guys, women, multiple angles, opinions here that we can take. And I love the variety of calls that we typically get. 800-990-1047. All the lines are ringing. Andrew screening. Phones in a second. Yes, Rox.
Someone just made a point and said, just like females lie with filters or angle shots of pics.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that the people are getting...
Sure guys do that, too.
Yeah, again, it's taking like up shots to make... Yeah. Anyway, every single line is ringing here. Let me grab Jan up first in Valrico. Hello, Jan. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
I'm a daily listener, 17.
Hold on, say it again.
I'm a 17-year-old daily listener. Nice to be here.
Well, hello, Listen, our demographics are so wide on this program.
Huge.
I just wish they could be measured properly. All right, so anyway, Jan, so you're 17 years old, so you're a junior or a senior in high school, right?
Yep, senior in high school. I listen to you guys on my way to school every day.
All right, so give me this from a 17-year-old perspective.
I'm 5'7.5", which isn't quite 5'8", but I completely agree. I feel like the lying is a huge issue. And I mean, I see everyone every day, so I know exactly what it is. And I had this guy talking to me who was like, I'm 6'2". There's no way you're 5'7". And he's literally like 3 inches shorter than me.
Wait a minute. The guy is 3 inches shorter than you're 5'7.5", and he's telling you he's 6'2"?
Yeah, and I was like, are you serious? For like saying that I was lying about my height.
And Jan, is this a kid in your grade, 11th grade?
It's ridiculous.
Where do you go to high school, Jan?
What was that?
Where do you go to high school?
Oh, I go to Bell Creek.
Very good. Hey, Jan, thanks for being a daily listener.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Have a nice day.
Awesome. You too. Look at that.
How
a
friendly.
Smart 17-year-old high school junior that loves the MJ Morning Show. Let's grab Melissa in Plant City. Melissa, By the way, Jan just opened up a line, 800-990-1047. So I'd love to hear again from women who have had guys lie about their height. It's like, what? I mean, how does the guy think they're going to get away with it? When you finally meet him, a guy says he's 6 feet tall, and he shows up at 5'6" or 5. I mean, how do you? Come on, that is verifiably instantaneous. All right, Melissa in Plant City. Melissa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, MJ. How are you?
Doing well. Go ahead.
So I'm 5'9", and when I put heels on, I'm usually about 6 feet tall. And I've had guys tell me that they were, 5'10", so they're a little taller than me. But then I show up and I have heels on, and they're like way shorter than me, which I'm like, yeah, no, you're definitely not 5'10" or higher. So, yeah, and, it's funny because then they get mad because you're in heels. Well, why would you wear heels? Well, because why wouldn't I wear heels? So,
but is it a deal breaker for you?
So what happens when the guy lies? I mean, have you shown up on a date where the guy lied about the height? He's clearly not as tall as he said, but you like the guy and you continue dating? What's the story?
Yeah. I mean, I'm married now, but a long time ago I dated a guy that was a lot shorter than me, and he was actually okay with me wearing heels, and he's like, listen, he was like, I love that you're taller than me. He was like, it doesn't bother me at all. And I'm like, okay, well, great, but you could have told me how tall you were to start with. But he was a great guy, so yeah, in the end, it didn't really bother me at all.
All right, so Melissa, if you're 5'9", you put heels on, you're about 6 feet, how tall's your husband?
Well, he is 5'10", so I'm still taller than him when I have my heels on.
Gotcha. Melissa, thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
Have a great day.
All right, that just opened up a line, 800-990-1047. I'll grab a couple more. 800-990-1047. Rox, hold on to your text. I know that you're getting texts out the waz. Let me grab some guys here. Justin is in Canton, Georgia. I guess watching MJTV or listening to the stream. Justin in Georgia, go ahead.
So I met my wife on Bumble and told her I was 5'7". She's 5'7". And I'm definitely 5'4". Does not let me live it down.
Oh, man.
Does not let me live it down. Oh, he said he was 5'7" when we first met, and he's definitely not. But I was like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, but listen, you say you're 5'7", but then you show up, you're 5'4". Come on. I mean, that doesn't work for very long. I mean, you're busted instantly.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking, but I mean, I married her, so I guess it didn't matter that much.
Thank you.
Here's what he was thinking. Yeah. You were thinking, Justin, you'd meet somebody who was 5'2", and it wouldn't matter at all. But 3 inches, that's a big deal.
He just hung up on your butt. Right. Amy's in Palm Harbor.
Surprised he could reach the receiver.
Couple more here, and then I got to move on. Amy in Palm Harbor, welcome.
Hey, good morning.
You're on the MJ Morning Show. What do you got?
So I'm 5'9", and prior to meeting my awesome husband a couple years ago, this was a huge problem. In the dating world, guys would always lie about it. And it wasn't just the lying, it was the height. Being 5'9", I mean, you can't, I don't know. I know you and Michelle are a little bit different, but for me, height was what
I'm 5'6". And, I just had, and I was just confirmed again because I just had a physical for a new insurance policy, a life insurance policy. And I just had a full physical, blood work and all that crap. And, shoes off against the wall. And I came in right at 5'6". Michelle's 5'8", 5'9".
Right, and that's not that big of a difference.
Right.
But it was such an issue that I would have to, you're going to go on Facebook stalk these people before you go on a date anyway. So I would have to try and find pictures, like comparative, with them next to like something or someone else to make sure this was really their height, because it was a waste of time to go on these dates.
Right. And so what's your status now?
I'm happily married to a gentleman that did not lie about his height and is 6'2".
Gotcha. All right, so you're 5'9", he's 6'2". Gotcha. Amy, thanks for the call.
Thanks.
All right, thanks. Adam is in Tampa. You know what? Last call on this. Hey, Andrew, tell the other lines ringing. I just got to move on. It's just a busy Friday, and I hate leaving crap on the table. So I've got to I got to deal with just a lot of other material. But Adam, last call, last word on this. Adam in Tampa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, everybody. Just a side note there. I love the show. I listen to it all the time, and it's really one of the only things that gets me through traffic. I just moved here like 3 months ago.
From where?
Besides you guys. And
Where'd you move from?
Idaho.
Idaho, wow.
Yeah, so huge change. Anyway, I'm 6'3". My wife is 5'5" and change, and it wasn't really a big deal, but it's so easy for. I mean, guys just it's the lying. It really is the lying. She's not the a-hole. It's a minor thing, and I don't know why people just have no confidence in their height because I mean it's just height. It really is. But it's coming down to the honesty where if you're dishonest about that, what else are you going to be dishonest about?
I think it's a good point. So you think that the woman who is within her realm and you support, so you don't think she's the bleep hole?
No, I don't think she's the a-hole. I think anybody who's lying about something just so small about that on a dating profile or over the phone, is like you said, is going to get automatically busted, and it's just a waste of time for everybody.
Thanks for the call, Adam, and thanks for being a listener, Adam. I appreciate you listening to us after moving from Idaho.
You're welcome, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
You too. I want to ask Fester a question about this, but first, the text line is blown up on this.
All right, give me some of the text.
Some of the
hurry, I got to move on. So hurry up.
Something odd that's come in that's a theme. Multiple people have texted this. I think this is from it's all from guys that are saying, well, women lie just by wearing makeup. I've seen at least 6 messages that say that. Women lie by putting on makeup. I don't really feel like I'm lying by putting on makeup. I feel like that's kind of enhancing your features. But then I want to type back and say, have you lied about your height before to these guys? Fester, have you ever lied about your height?
No, I've never lied.
Fester, we're about 6 feet.
I'm 6 foot 1/2 inch.
6 foot 1/2 inch.
Yes.
All right,
you just lied about your weight.
Moving along here, a couple of really. What'd you say about his weight?
I just asked.
Fester's never lied about his weight.
I lie about my weight and I make myself heavier.
Yeah.
Like I'm 450 right now.
The numbers that I've heard you throw out are more than what you can possibly weigh.
I'm like the next person on my 600-pound life.
All right, moving along. Do you know? And this, what I do with it? I just had it here, and I think, oh, here it is. Have you ever heard of the shut up ring?
I think I know exactly what it is.
What is a shut up? I might go back to phones on this. What is a shut up ring?
I think it's the ring that one person might give another significant person who just keeps nagging and 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 won't shut up about, give me a ring.
And then they're engaged for 15 years.
That is correct.
Then you get a ring and I got a ring.
Now, I have an item.
Roxanne just raised her hand. She goes, it's me.
Is that me?
Did you get a shut-up ring?
I don't know.
Did you get a shut-up marriage?
I don't.
Because you were engaged for 10 years, and you finally got married last December, was it?
Roxanne, no, in April.
Roxanne
April,
was engaged longer than a golden retriever lives.
Exactly.
Okay? And that's a long time.
So you got a shut-up marriage back in April. All right. So a shut-up ring, if you get one, this woman is warning that, hey, this could lead to a disastrous marriage. And a lot of times, the shut-up ring is a cluster ring. Do you know what that is?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
My wife can call them out a mile away.
Yeah.
What is it given?
This is a thing. Women notice this. Women have radar on this.
Allison.
You're giving me a call Allison sign.
Her thing is she notices women with the clusters.
Right. And listen, not all guys can afford to buy an expensive diamond, but cluster rings are essentially can be just like specks of dust, like diamond chips.
But it's a bunch of them.
Right. Exactly.
It's like giving you a handful of chocolate chips and saying it's a Hershey bar. It's not the same.
Listen, and I understand that people are in different economic situations, but listen, you can buy a single diamond. It might be small for a couple $100, $500, whatever. So I read a story about this woman by the name of Frances. Asia Francis is her name, 34 years old, from Philadelphia. And she said when her fiance proposed that the big flashing red light, red flag was this engagement loop, a silver trinket with small 0.01 carat diamond chips.
With specks.
Little like glitter, like bunch of glitter put together. Just like when they cut a diamond, it's like the fragments that fall off. It's like little crumbs. And then I guess those are called cluster rings. I call it a cluster.
So
Charlie Foxtrot, maybe.
A couple of months ago, I was at the International Diamond Center. I was talking with the guys there, and they don't sell them there.
Yeah.
Because the son was telling me,
yep,
hey, when one diamond gets loose and falls out, all 4 of them fall out, or all 5 of them fall out. However the cluster is made, they don't sell them there.
Yeah. You know, let me see if I can get our buddies from IDC on. Hey, folks, if you want to weigh in on this, if any men, women, you want to weigh in, any women, were you ever
cheaper ring?
Were you ever handed one of these cluster rings with just little diamond chips? And was that a deal breaker? Was that a giant red flag?
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who got a cluster ring who are happily married out there, but boy, don't let that diamond get loose. It's all coming out.
Hang on, man.
Are there foods or drinks? Am I thinking of something else? Well, I'm thinking of Goldschlager. That's like little pieces of gold in it.
Yes.
Is there an alcoholic beverage with little flecks of diamond in it? Because that's what the rings are like, right? Just a little diamond dust.
That would be awful. Sir, you have fragments of diamond stuck in your system.
Hey, I'm sending Brian a note from International Diamond Center. Hold on a sec. Hey, you know what? Let me just dial him up.
Yeah, dial him up.
I'm going to dial him up and have Andrew pick up. Hold on a minute. Let me just get my details here so I can dial it up. All right, 727. I'm going to call Brian from International Diamond Center. All right, hang on. Let me grab a line here. 727. All right. Hey, Andrew, pick up 6, would you please? See if it rings. Is it going to ring? All right, pick up 6 and see if Brian from IDC can talk to us. Hey, phones are ringing here on this. But, you know, this woman says, hey, big red flag. Oh, it's not ringing? Well, that's odd.
Okay.
Is it just like hanging? All right, well, that's odd. All right, well, went to voice. Oh, maybe it went right to, it was hanging, then went right to voicemail is what Andrew just said. All right, so let me grab AJ in Newport Richie on this. AJ, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning, guys. I listen every day on the way to work.
Thank you, AJ. What do you do for a living, AJ?
I'm a customer service rep. I'm on the phone with the computer and chat all day.
Excellent. So, AJ, tell me about your ring situation.
Well, I was given the little diamond cluster ring a set for Christmas, and I wear it to shut him up. I'm never getting married again.
Good for you.
Last week, it's a Walmart set. Okay, one of the clusters fell out.
Oh wow!
I showed it to him and told him I couldn't wear it, and he's like, "Oh damn, honey, I'm sorry." And then 2 days later, yet another cluster fell out. Like, I just put it in my wallet, honey, and now I just have the little engagement band thing, and I was married for 25 years and had kids, and I did that shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got to dump that. Yeah.
I'm not doing that again.
Gotcha. Hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. All right, 800-990-1047. I'm going to call Allison, too. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. A couple more calls. Wendy in Zephyr Hills. Wendy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. I was just calling to say I didn't personally get one, but one of my good friends got one when I was in the military. And she got it because she was harping on this guy and doing everything, telling him she was pregnant. And then they got shipped to different sides of the world, basically. So, yeah, that is a big red flag. I had one guy give me. I've never gotten a cluster like "I will marry you," like never. But I had one guy. I actually had to buy my. That was definitely a red flag.
Hold on, your phone zoned out. But did you say one guy you had to buy your own ring?
Yeah, I had to buy my own ring because he had to send money home and he couldn't afford a ring, but he really wanted me.
Wow, that would be a little bit of a red flag right there. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah. I was like, dude, no.
You gotta pay the rent. You gotta pay the mortgage. You gotta, everything. Hey, thanks, Wendy. Appreciate it. Let me get before I move on from this. Let me grab Allison. So you say this is a peeve of your wife?
She knows because she's had friends who fronted like they got an enormous rock,
right?
Because it's 4 small or 6 small. I've seen as big as 9 diamonds all bunched together.
Well, but they're not diamonds. They're sand flecks.
They're diamonds by
but
composition.
They're like just diamond chips. Is your wife available?
Hello?
Hey, Allison, it's MJ and Fester and Roxanne calling you. Are you listening?
I am listening.
All right, so Fester says, Fester's built you up on this, that this is like a peeve of yours.
Well, what it is specifically, like there are cluster rings, which are just lots of diamonds together. And then there are the specific cluster rings that drive me nuts. And those are like 4 or 5 stones that are all pressed together and put together so that it looks like from afar you're wearing like a 3-carat diamond.
Right. So if you're wearing, I'll use some jewelry terminology. If you've got a small little diamond ring with like tons of diamonds, and typically I think it's called like pave diamonds. So pave diamonds are nice little diamonds, but they're all individually set in their own settings. And you get some really nice, like a heart-shaped pave diamond, for instance, or different designs out of small diamonds. Those can be very expensive and also high-quality diamonds. But we're talking about like it's almost like diamond fraud, where they just take all kinds of pieces to make it look like a real diamond, and they're little specks and chips and flecks, right?
Yeah, like I had a girlfriend, and funny enough, she had been dating the guy forever, and she was bugging him to get engaged. And he gave her one, and it was 4 little square diamonds. They were all mushed together in the center. Yep. And then it looked like one big square diamond. And it was horrible because when it gets dirty, all the dirt goes in between the cracks, and it doesn't look good. And you're trying to look like you have this huge diamond, and you only have some chips on your hand. I think it's just more kind of trying to act like you have more and not having it.
There you go.
MJ, to this day, when Allison sees the cluster ring, she calls it that friend's name.
Oh, really?
She's like,
hey, are you still friends with his friend?
No, I'm not.
All right, so what was the name of the friend?
Stephanie Farmer.
What? What?
She just said the full name.
Say that.
She's hilarious.
What's the first name?
God. Her name is Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie. Okay.
Allison would be like, hey, look at that woman over there wearing a Stephanie. And I was like, oh, she is wearing a Stephanie. See, I gave Allison a shut up ring, but at least it was one big diamond.
Yeah, no, he gave me a shut up ring, but it was really nice. Well, you know what? You gave me a shut up necklace the year before we got engaged. He gave me a diamond pendant, like floating necklace, and it was a really nice sized diamond, and it was, for my, just everyday wear. But he said, I just thought you'd want a diamond and it would like make you happy for a little bit.
So do you remember when I gave you the shut up mixer and you flipped out?
Like a kitchen mixer, like a KitchenAid mixer?
It was Valentine's Day.
Great.
We're not married. I think maybe we're just engaged, or maybe we weren't even engaged.
No, we weren't even engaged, and you gave me a damn mixer, and it drove me bananas because you wouldn't propose, but yet you'd give me a mixer.
Allison, great to have you on.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one. In prison!
Oh my God, that theme song describes prison. Not a thing to do, but talk to you, the same old thing. Just hanging out.
Hanging out.
In prison for 30 years.
Anyway, of course, that's the theme to that 70s show. Holy jamoli. 30 years to life for Danny Masterson from That 70s Show. You know, he was tried for rape previously, and the jury was hung, if I'm not mistaken. So the L.A. County District Attorney's Office, they retried the case, and this time around, he has been found guilty. That already happened, and then the sentencing was yesterday. Wow. That 70s Show star Danny Masterson sentenced to 30 years in prison yesterday for raping 2 women when he was at the biggest point in his career as a star. This is like 20 years ago, 2 decades ago. Masterson is 47 years old. He was found guilty of raping victims Jen B. and N. Trout in his Hollywood, California home back in 2003. Well, it took a long time for justice to be served, for these women to have justice, but it did eventually happen. And prosecutors said that Masterson used his celebrity and prominence in the Church of Scientology, where his victims were also members, to kind of bury the story, to get around the law, try to avoid accountability. The victims testified that they were given drinks by Masterson, that they were drugged, they passed out, and then he proceeded to violently, I don't even want to say it. N. Trout said that it was so vicious that she threw up in her mouth and begged Masterson to at least use a condom. My God. When the women reported Masterson to Scientology officials, they were told that they were not raped and were put through an ethics program. So Scientology was accused of covering it up and protecting, one of their big star members, is what the allegation was.
Wow.
They told the court that Scientology officials also warned them not to report the crime to police because Masterson was such a high-ranking member of the church. So this is, again, has also opened up allegations against Scientology. And listen, there have been stories like this over the years. Lisa McPherson and all kinds of other, stories over the years with Scientology. And, there are a lot of folks that are afraid to bring this kind of stuff up. You'll have other folks on the air in the Tampa Bay area that will say, I'm not talking about Scientology. Listen, I'm just talking about the facts here. Listen, Scientology is big in the area, Clearwater headquarters, et cetera, But listen, a story is a story. The facts are the facts.
30 years to life.
30 years for Danny Masterson. But, you read some of the stories, like in the Wikipedia entry for Danny Masterson. If you look at the Wikipedia entry, some of the details are just
gruesome.
Some of the women saying that their dog died. I've kind of heard these over the years that, you don't want to mess with Scientology, that, things can happen.
You will also notice that with the Danny Masterson situation, nobody, not one of his friends, co-workers, family in Hollywood, nobody has come out in his defense.
Yeah, where's Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah.
Where's the hot redhead? What was her name? Laura Pepin? Laura, yeah. She went on to be in Orange is the New Black. The love interest of the whatever Piper or whatever her name was. Danny Masterson I don't know. Is married to Bijou Phillips.
Yeah.
Yes.
So his wife has a successful career in
his
her own
wife
right.
is a big celeb. Bijou Phillips is his wife and has stood by him this whole time. But, I'm looking at some of the stories here from the Wikipedia entry. In August of 2019, 4 women filed a lawsuit against Masterson and the Church of Scientology for stalking and harassment stemming from their rape allegations. The plaintiffs allege that Scientology mobilized an aggressive fair game campaign against them. And though the campaigns against each plaintiff differed, each had commenced after they had individually left the church. One plaintiff claimed her dog died from unexplained traumatic injuries to its trachea and esophagus, also alleging the church members chased her as she drove her car, filmed her without permission, harassed her online, and posted ads to social media sites soliciting sex in her name. Another plaintiff stated that she and her neighbors observed a man snapping pictures from her driveway, and later that night, someone broke a window in her 13-year-old daughter's bedroom. Masterson has since responded to one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, claiming, "I'm not going to fight my ex-girlfriend in the media like she has been baiting me to do for more than 2 years. I'll beat her in court, blah, blah, blah." January 22nd, 2020, Bixler Zavala reported that a second of his family pets had to be put down due to being fed rat poison wrapped inside a rolled-up piece of raw meat, alleging this was done by Scientologists in response to his repeated public statements alleging Masterson raped his wife. So, again, this is all Wikipedia on Masterson, on his entry. But, the big headline here is that Danny Masterson sentenced to 30 years for the rapes.
Wait, in a California penitentiary?
Wow. I also saw that former Scientologist Leah Remini, she had that whole series. Did you see some of that?
Yeah, I saw some of that.
Yeah. Leah Remini, she says she's relieved that the dangerous rapist Danny Masterson is off the streets. So but what a breaking item yesterday. 30 years. That means I don't think he's he's what? He's 47, 77 years old.
Life's over.
Oh yeah, done. The big prime of his life is going to be in prison in a California lockup.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, hanging out in cell in cell block D.
Yeah, doing the same thing.
All right, here we go. You ready? It's cell block C. Anyway,
doing the same old thing he did last week. The only thing more fitting would be if he was in jail in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah,
in jail in Wisconsin.
Hello, Wisconsin State Penitentiary. Oh man! All right, so
I'm glad the victims got justice.
You know Dave Portnoy, right?
Yeah, of course we do.
Okay, we feel differently about Dave Portnoy. I think he is a media genius.
I think he's a dope.
I'm neutral.
He's a genius.
I'm not a fan of Dave. I think my opinion is I think he's a bad dude. I don't think he's a good guy. And I think he's a vindictive guy. And listen, the thing with Portnoy, and he's the Barstool sports guy. So if you haven't heard of the name Portnoy, he's the Barstool sports face, and he does all these pizza reviews. So the pizza reviews, his one-bite pizza reviews, I'm sure have shown up in your news feeds, and you've seen some of these videos. Well, the reason why I'm bringing him up today is he got into a fight with a pizza shop owner up in Massachusetts, in Somerville, Massachusetts. The name of the place is Dragon Pizza. And Dave Portnoy gets a pizza, walks out, is about to deliver his pizza review.
That's the whole video. He walks right out of the front door of the restaurant holding the pie.
He buys a whole pie and then walks out, and on the sidewalk or right in front of the front door of then he delivers his pizza review, and he rates it on a 1 to 10 scale.
So in town, I know that he's been to Eddie and Sam's in downtown.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of rating that he gave them. Anyway, listen, bottom line is I'm a true pizza aficionado. He's a phony. All right?
He's not a phony.
He's a phony.
Anybody can judge pizza.
He's a phony baloney. Anyway, I've watched him give reviews where he couldn't even pronounce the name of the place, like famous pizza places, and he couldn't even pronounce the name properly. And I've seen him give reviews, like a bad review to a place where the pizza is just phenomenal. It's top-notch, top flight. I don't really respect. Now, that's not to say that Portnoy has not given pizza reviews that I agree with, either a lousy slice or a really good slice, because I've seen some of the videos where I have agreed with him. But all in all, I think the guy's a putz. All right? So
you think he's more, you think he's just doing these bad reviews to get attention?
No.
I never said that. No.
I
just don't think I don't think he knows what the hell he's talking about half the time. All right, so he goes to this Dragon Pizza in Somerville, Massachusetts. I think he's from up there. Isn't he from Boston or something? So he had this this altercation with the owner of Dragon Pizza, and the guy comes out, the owner, and just has words with Portnoy. All right, let me play some of the audio here, and then there's obviously a reason why I'm telling the story, because there's a new update to the story. So here is the audio. How many clips do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got like 3 clips. All right, here we go.
Dave,
yes.
Enjoy your pizza as any customer, but I don't appreciate what you do coming in and judging a business with one bite.
Well, we do more. Is this your spot?
So that's his whole deal. It's one bite.
Everybody knows the rules.
But it's not one bite. He takes multiple bites.
Was that Julian?
What?
Sounded like Julian.
No, it's the owner of Dragon Pizza in Somerville, Massachusetts. All right, so listen, the owner comes out.
Dave,
yes.
Enjoy your pizza as any customer, but I don't appreciate what you do coming in and judging a business with one bite.
Well, we do more. Is this your spot?
This is my spot.
Oh.
I hope you enjoy your pizza, but I don't appreciate what you do to small businesses.
Well, I help. The good news is I
don't
give
see
you
it that way.
terrible school. That guy. Well, Dominier, can I ask you?
Yeah.
What was his problem?
I'm
actually helped so many small businesses. This bit, now I can say peacefully, this pizza's trash.
Oh, hang on.
Thank God I didn't say it was good. I actually gave this, no joke. I try to give everybody good scores. I gave this place like maybe the worst score I've given in a long time, and then the owner came out with an so it actually worked out.
All right, so what led up to that? So he gives it a bad score. I looked at the pizza, looked decent to me because I'm really good. I can look at a pizza and I can tell you if it's in the realm of decency. So I can just look at pizza, and 98% of the time I can tell you whether that pizza's even within my enjoyment wheelhouse. All right? Mark that down. Enjoyment wheelhouse.
Okay.
All right.
I'll write it down.
So here, listen to the rest of this.
Let me be a little clearer. Move on. Don't stand in front of my business.
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear. Get the f*** out of front of my business.
It's a public street.
All right, so it's like, bleep you, get the F out in front of my business. Bleep you, the F-bombs are flying here.
Let me be a little clearer. Move on. Don't stand in front of my business.
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear. Get the f*** out of front of my business.
It's a public street.
Yeah, but
It's
this
a
is my
public
business.
street. This ain't your business.
Yeah, but this is my business, and you can stay here and call the f***ing police.
He's right across the street. Go get him. What are you going to tattle me off for standing on the public street?
Just being a
Your shirt's 6 sizes too small, fatso.
Just go f*** yourself and the whole f***ing platform you're on.
Oh, you don't like the platform?
You're a joke to me, dude.
You know what? You're
Take
a make
your show and your f***ing game and go somewhere else.
Blah, blah, blah. By the way, I've raised $50 million for small business.
You're all talk, dude.
$50
You're all
million?
talk.
Was that all talk?
Yeah, kind of like that New York Times article.
Here we go. Here we go. Your shirt's 6 sizes too small.
I don't care. I
Lose
work
some
hard.
weight.
You're a f***ing joke.
You work hard?
So the New York Times article was a pretty big takedown on Portnoy. Listen, Portnoy had the issue with Penn Sports, and they gave him Barstool back because he was, I assume, a drag on their gambling ventures going forward. And so, man, it's not often that somebody gives Dave Portnoy, the Barstool Sports guy, the pizza one bite dude, it's not often that they give him the business and give him a taste of kind of his, he's generally the steamroller, you know?
Yeah, well, in this whole scenario, MJ, this is the best possible outcome for all parties involved. Dave Portnoy loses nothing. He loves being the villain.
Well, here
in this business.
Well, and here's the update.
I mean, I've never heard of Dragon Pizza, but guess who wants to kind of go? Me.
Guys, business is booming now.
Yeah,
Good
so
for him.
This happened this story dropped like a week ago. And I wasn't going to do the story, but then I saw last night that the guy's Dragon Pizza in Somerville, Massachusetts, that business is off the hook. It is blowing up. Portnoy's feud with this dude is causing the place to sell out.
No kidding. That fat pizzeria owner wearing a shirt 6 sizes too small.
Yeah.
Dave Portnoy just put his kid through college, okay?
But hold on a minute. It's because he came out and confronted Portnoy and told him to bleep himself and bleep this, bleep that. Because if Portnoy just stood there and hosed him and said, this pizza is awful, it's the worst pizza in America, blah, 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 and the guy didn't confront, it's the confrontation that's putting the guy, putting the guy on the map.
Good.
So it's good that this guy did that.
Yes.
Because that changed the whole dynamic. Because there have been places that Portnoy has slammed and has ruined their business. I think there might be places that have had to go out of business. Now, granted, their pizza might have sucked.
You put pizza out there, you get what you get.
But this is really an interesting story. That now the guy's place is booming.
MJ.
To keep up with new demand, Dragon Pizza had to close for a day to prepare after selling out of dough 3 days in a row.
No kidding, man. Listen, I am happy for everybody in this story. Dave couldn't be more thrilled. He's all the media's top story on a lot of sites. Pizza USA is doing a feature on him. I don't know. This is big news for him. This is probably some of the best publicity he's had in a little while, too.
Anyway, interesting. So another chunk of audio I want to play, and this guy's getting busted or this guy's getting yelled at. A dude is showing people how to rescue a baby from a hot car with a toilet plunger. And people are saying, bro, what you doing? You're teaching people how to break into cars.
Yeah.
So, listen, no deed goes unpunished, right? So there's a video that's gone viral. And it's a guy with one of those standard cheap, $3 toilet plungers with the wooden stick, and that
pink suction,
that brick-colored, reddish brick clay-colored suction cup, the regular old toilet plunger, not even the heavy-duty ones. Oh, speaking of, I gotta play something funny for you. Oh, I just thought of this, and it's on my voicemail. I said, you know what? I wasn't even thinking about this, but folks, you got to hear something in a minute. Let me finish with this. And then you got to hear the toilet audio my dad left me. My dad leaves me a toilet voicemail. I'm not making this up. Hang on. I'm going to play it right off my cell phone into the microphone. You got to hear this in a minute. So this guy puts out a video. It goes viral, and this is where a guy is pretending to rescue a baby out of a hot car. So he's got a baby doll in the car, and this dude takes a regular red toilet plunger, jams it on the window, and then uses it to pull the window down to rescue the kid out without busting the glass. So you got to hear this. And this dude, what do we have? We've got I've got one bite on this. All right, so let me go ahead and I want to be able to start and stop this. So let me put this up on my button bar here. All right, listen to this.
Now, we got a baby in here. My main priority right now is to get this baby out this car.
All right, so he says we got a baby in here. My main thing, get this baby out of the car.
So you got to use anything you got. And right now, I got a plunger and I got some tape.
So he's got a plunger and he's got some tape.
I want to take off a couple pieces of this tape after I stuck the plunger on the window. Now, you seen me do that at the beginning.
I love this guy. He's using duct tape, right? So he's putting the plunger on the window, then he's putting duct tape all around the bottom of the plunger so the plunger doesn't slip. You know what he sounds like? He sounds like J.B. Smoove.
A little bit, yeah.
Who I love, who I ran into on a Delta flight, who was the nicest guy in the world. And I remember I took a picture with him on a Delta flight, J.B. Smoove. All right.
Don't be stupid and ask crazy questions.
I love this. Don't be stupid and ask crazy questions.
Now, take 3 pieces of tape. That's 1. That's 2. And this is 3. Now, what you want to do is you want to stick it around the plunger. Now, this keeps the air in the plunger to make the suction good and tight. Also, it keeps the plunger from sliding down the window when I start to pour down and get this kid out the car. Now, you can take an extra couple pieces of tape just to secure this nice and sturdy, just like that.
And then
you never have too much tape.
Never have too much
tape.
Take
this and use your momentum. And you want to pull it down just like that.
And now he's just pulling down the window.
Open the door up. Get the baby out, safe and sound.
All right, so he then pulls the baby. He pulls the window down, then unlocks the door from the inside, opens the door, pulls the baby out. But people are saying, bro, you just taught me how to rob a car.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. I mean, you can't win, right?
No.
All right, hey, let me bring up my voicemails here. I got to play. Listen, all right, here's my dad. Speaking of toilet plungers and toilet devices, yeah, listen to this. So let me put this on, hang on, maybe put on speaker. And here, listen to this. Play.
Hey, Todd. Dad calling. I don't know where you are, but let me tell you something. You got to get a toilet organ. That toilet auger is one of the best devices I ever bought. It's unbelievable. I had 3 clogged toilets, and I went to Home Depot.
I mean, what the hell is happening at my parents' house? Did I talk about this months ago?
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Have you saved this voicemail for 8 months?
Yeah, you know what? I want to erase this. Hey, did we?
Hey, Todd.
Yeah.
Dad calling.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I don't know where you are, but let me tell you something. You got to get a toilet auger. That toilet auger is one of the best devices I ever bought. It's unbelievable. I had 3 clogged toilets, and I went to Home Depot. I looked at all the different ones. I had one $70, $60, $50. I bought one for $70.95 by a Husky, and it works like a charm.
So Andrew's telling me, do you have the date on it? We talked about this months ago, and I've saved this voicemail. I can't erase this voicemail. I'm still saving it because my dad is... So it's almost a year ago. It was last October that we talked about this, and I've saved it. So I figured, hey, we're talking about the toilet plunger window trick, so I'll bring up the toilet auger.
Your dad's right. This auger, he'll clean it out.
What I wanted to know, though, is what the hell is going on in my parents' house that they have 3 clogged toilets? And incidentally, the toilet auger might unclog your toilet, but it's not going to open up a window. Unless you take it and you smash the window with it.
You need a plunger for that.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, 8:47 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh, I got a text back from Brian from IDC. Yeah, we can call him up. Hang on a sec. We can call you next. Yeah, so Brian from International Diamond Center from IDC, I tried to call him earlier this hour because we were talking about these cluster diamonds and...
just as cheap shut-up rings.
Right, and it was all part of this story about it's a shut-up ring and some guy, and it's a red flag. This woman says if you get a shut-up ring with like the cluster of diamond dust all put together, that's a red flag. And I thought we'd get Brian from IDC on the line. So I just texted him. We can call you next. So let me see if he'll come on, and we can kind of follow up on that. All right, we have a pretty ballsy move. A guy removing one of those ankle monitors that's like court ordered. You know, like a court-ordered ankle monitor, a monitoring bracelet.
Those are hard to take off.
You're not going to believe what a guy did to take this thing off. This is unbelievable. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Also, a Chipotle employee smashed in the face with a burrito bowl. Did you see this? What the heck caused this? We'll get to that coming up in just a minute. Man, we got a lot. So we have about an hour to go. Don't move. Fester's very concerned about the cruise. We have another cruise problem. Another cruise situation. We'll get into that in just a bit. I got a couple of Publix stories I want to get to. You know, Publix being so big, they're just a Target.
So many things.
Well, actually, no. Target is Target. Publix is Publix. But you know what I'm saying.
So many people go there. So many locations. Things are bound to happen there.
Exactly. So I got a couple of Publix items that I got to talk about. And all that and more next. Don't move. Here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And this wraps up actually about an hour and 27 minutes of nonstop MJ Morning Show. So a little bonus action today at 8:49 here on the MJ Morning Show. Oh, don't forget. Q105 902. And I got to call Brian. I just tried to call him from our studio line, and I think he's waiting for me to call. So I think he was, what's this 727 number? Oh, we got Brian. Okay, very good. All right, he's calling us back. Good. Yeah, because I texted him from my cell number. And, listen, we get so many spam calls these days. There's so much junk. If I get one more, financial aid call or the business refund call, it's insane. All right, Brian from International Diamond Center. Hey, Brian, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
How you doing, Todd?
Hey, by the way, congratulations on the new store serving Sarasota, Lakewood store, which just opened up.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be down in that market. It's been about 10 years we've been looking and finally found a location that we're really excited to be down in.
Awesome. Hey, so I don't know if you heard this, but earlier this hour, I had a story about red flags, and a woman dubbed this issue the shut up ring. And Fester and Roxanne, they knew exactly what it is. And the shut up ring is a very cheap ring that women claim that they'll get from a guy to kind of shut him up, like, oh, are we going to get engaged? Are we going to get married? And
it's a placeholder ring.
Yeah, the shut up ring. But this woman, she starts ragging on the guy because it was one of those like diamond dust rings where they take like diamond flecks, like chips, and like glue them together. You know what I'm talking about?
I've seen them before, but diamond chips are typically used for industrial purposes, drill bits, even to cut other diamonds. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, Fester and I were talking. You guys don't mess around with like this diamond dust and of course at IDC, you guys have value conscious, high quality stuff at great prices, low price, all the way up to, you name it. You can get a, 5, 10, 12 carat. You guys can get anything. But we were talking about, and of course, IDC International Diamond Center is the real player in diamonds in town here, folks. And, for you guys, you don't mess around with the diamond dust, but other places do.
No, we don't. We start carrying engagement rings that start about $750, but no diamond dust. You'd have to have a little bit more of a shut up ring to get than the diamond dust from us.
Yeah, and then Allison, who is Fester's wife, we had her on, and she was talking about an old friend of hers that had one of those rings that had all the little particles put together, Fester, right?
Remember we were talking, I think, Brian, you and I were talking a couple months back about cluster rings, and you were saying how they're junk because when one diamond gets loose, there's nothing really holding them in place for a long time. Then when one falls out, they all fall out.
So you're talking about a ring that would be like an illusion set. So it's like a bunch of diamonds that make up one.
Yes.
It makes it appear like a 2-carat.
Yes. Right. Oh, that's what
an illusion set.
Okay, that's what Allison was talking about.
Yeah, I never heard that term, illusion
all
set.
Kinds of pieces glued together to make it look like a big diamond.
Well, they're just tension sets so that when one falls out, it's not junk. It just leads to problems down the road.
It's like a Jenga ring.
Yes.
Yeah. When one piece of the puzzle falls out, it creates problems with down the road, and you're going to have more fallout. Sometimes with those style rings, when one comes out, you're going to have other issues with it. It leads to more and more falling out.
Anyway, hey, Brian, it is fantastic. I love having IDC as an advertising partner. I've been dealing with you guys, going way back to the 93 days, like probably knocking on 20 years at this point. So, Brian, please say hi to the family. Say hi to Keith and everybody. I really appreciate your business here on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, I appreciate you and Fester MJ. You guys are the best. Thanks,
all right,
guys.
and guys, don't forget, brand new store serving Sarasota just opened up at University Parkway and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. So Sarasota, Bradenton, you don't have to drive up to Clearwater or Tampa now. You got it right down there in Lakewood. Hey, Brian, thanks a lot, buddy.
Thanks, MJ. Bye-bye.
You bet.
Lakewood Ranch.
Yeah, Lakewood Ranch.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not Lakewood. It's Lakewood Ranch. If you ever meet some of these uppity people who buy their houses.
Do you know how much time I spent with Chloe and soccer down in Lakewood Ranches?
Lakewood's a high school in South St. Pete. Lakewood Ranch is in. I'm just telling you.
I got it.
Okay, good.
All right. So, Fester, you've had a lot of concern Roxanne, where'd you go? You've been gone for 10 minutes. Roxanne just gave me the.
You know she writes her own ticket around here.
I think she wanted to leave because she endorses.
I do.
Yeah, she endorses. She endorses Gold and Diamond. So I do IDC. She does gold. So
I stepped out of the room.
She wanted to be out of the room.
Yeah,
come on.
I do Squiggy's pawn shop. Yes.
So, all right, now, Fester, you're concerned, and you've just recognized this again. We have another cruise ship passenger. Poof! That's disappeared, vanished.
I always try to keep my eye on the news, and it just seems lately, and I mean lately like the last year.
If you fell off a cruise ship, there would be such a splash in the ocean, even with like 12-foot seas, that they would absolutely spot you.
The boat might capsize just by the force of my splash.
So the latest now is a Carnival cruise ship passenger reported missing. The ship returned to Florida. The guy's gone. They then looked at all the surveillance cameras all around the ship, and they got like monitoring, and they said they can't find anything where he went overboard, but the guy went poof, gone. So this is down in South Florida. Miami-Dade Police Department said that Kevin McGrath, 26, reported missing earlier this week after the Carnival Conquest returned to Port Miami. It's right near Joe Stonecrab over there. According to Carnival Cruise Line, McGrath was last seen about 7 a.m. Monday by his cabin mate, just around the time the guest was supposed to be getting off the ship. Nowhere to be found. So
where the hell is he?
I don't know. The Coast Guard was called in to do a search. Not found there. Not detected by any surveillance system. This is bizarre. So if you listen to the details, according to Carnival Cruise, McGrath was last seen about 7 a.m. Monday. But they're typically already in port at that point. So
could he have just walked off and not get scanned?
Was he trying to disappear? What's the story on this guy? But again, another cruise ship passenger in the last year. I think you were about to bring this up.
It seems several people have gone overboard or have just been missing and not accounted for.
There have been numerous people that have never been found.
Right.
Like the surveillance video has captured them going over, and they've never been found.
Okay, are we hearing more often about these stories? Or do they just happen all the time and they just seem to be, in our feeds now? Because I told you that story when Doug and I were on a cruise in Italy, around Italy, and it was an Italian cruise line, Miscellaneous, and we were standing out on the...
Yeah, love your accent.
We were standing out on the deck.
What are you, Hilaria Baldwin all of a sudden?
I am. That's what it was called. It was called the Miscellaneous. So we were standing out on the balcony, and it was late at night, and I saw this Italian guy who was working on the back of the ship. And he said, we were like, what happens if someone goes overboard? What happens? We asked him. And he goes, overboard? Overboard?
Oh, and so he pushes the alarm. You thought he thought that you were telling him someone went overboard?
Yes.
No.
But my point is, his reaction was not what you think, like run down and pull. No. He was like, okay, I tell the captain. Like he just moseyed on his way. So it's like, because really, what are you gonna do? The ship is going so fast. It's dark.
So he was going to say, I'll tell the captain that somebody went overboard? Oh, my God.
He was very lackadaisical.
All right, it's 9:10. Actually, it's almost 9:11 now. It is 9:11 here on the MJ Morning Show. So our 9:10 must-hear story is as follows. If you do this at the drive-thru, they might make you wait. Apparently, drive-thru workers at fast food establishments, they hate it when you pull up to the speaker box. Generally you go to the menu board and the ordering box area first, and then you drive up to the building to collect your order and pay for your stuff. They hate it when you pull up and you immediately start saying, hello! So
I might be guilty of that a couple of times.
I saw an item where if you pull up to the fast food restaurant and just go, hello, Hello. You know, some people, they expect to pull up and immediately, like within a nanosecond, the minute you pull up right next to the speaker box and the menu board at the fast food restaurant, that some people expect them to immediately, hello, welcome to so-and-so. Can I take your order, please? But the people that pull up and they don't get an instantaneous response within 3 seconds, the people that go, hello, hello. Apparently, there are plenty of drive-through workers that make that person wait. Because they'll hear the person yelling, hello, hello, hello. And if you do that, you could be made to wait. So don't do this. Here's a McDonald's worker says that she ignores drive-through customers who yell hello before she's ready to take their order. So you can put on ignore. Oh, man. So she put out a social media video that said, you know, you can't keep ignoring the car just because they screamed hello as soon as they got there, but I can make them wait a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a drive-through employee or you once were a drive-through employee, you know, did you ever abide by this rule? Apparently phones are ringing. I haven't even asked for phone calls, and phone calls are ringing here.
A texter said they worked McDonald's drive-thru for 5 years, and MJ is correct.
No, I'm not correct. It's the woman that's telling the story that's correct. Yeah, this social media, you know, video person. Oh, wait a minute. Here's Natalie in Newport Richie who's calling in. I didn't even ask for phone calls. We're getting texted calls on this. Natalie in NPR, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, MJ. I just want to say I've been listening to you guys since I was in 8th grade back in 93.3. But yes.
Awesome. How old are you now?
I'm 36.
All right. So you were listening. 8th grade would put you at what? 14 years old, right?
Yes.
So from 14, you're now 36, and you're an MJ Morning Show listener.
Yep.
When did you find out we came back? Because, you know, we went off the air on 93 back in February of 2012, and we came back here to Q105 in October of 2020. So how long were we back before you found out that we were back?
My mom actually told me shortly after, because I would listen while she would drive me to school or drive me around. And she's like, oh, you know, MJ's back. He's not with BJ, but MJ's back. And I'm like, no way. So now I listen every morning, even though I work from home. I put you on my computer and I listen to you. You guys are great.
We appreciate that. Highly appreciate it. All right. So you used to work where?
I used to work at McDonald's, and I hated when people would pull up and just start ordering or say hello. So I would purposely say please hold, or one moment please, and I would just stand there looking at my computer and be like, I'm going to teach them some manners because I might be busy. So I definitely understand that and also diesel trucks. When people pull up with their diesel trucks, I can't hear you. You know, when you pull up, people ask you to shut your truck off, so why don't you just do it automatically?
Oh yeah, like the diesel clunking and going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't really hear it.
Yeah.
And then also windshield wipers, turn your wipers off.
Oh, did you ever get windshield wiper water thrown in your face?
Oh, all the time. And then I just stopped telling people to turn them off, and I just stare at them until they would realize, oh, I should probably turn these off.
Oh.
There's all this etiquette that nobody really understands. But yes, if you tell me hello or you start ordering, I would definitely make you wait.
There you go. Look, confirmation from Natalie, the longtime listener in Newport Richie. Natalie, thank you. And Natalie, do you have kids yet?
I don't have kids yet.
Are you planning on having kids?
I'm working on it. I'm in the middle of IVF. I'm working on it.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah,
You're going to do great.
Roxanne went through IVF. So if you have any questions for Roxanne, just
for real.
Ask Roxanne. She's happy to help you.
You might not want to ask
thanks, guys.
personal questions, but if you ever want to hit me on the text line, just say this is Natalie, and I love to talk to women about that. Because it's a journey.
Thanks, Roxanne.
Yeah.
It is. It sure is. It's been a couple of years. So I'm hoping. I'm praying.
Natalie, good luck. I hope it happens. And then you can have your kids listening in the car with you to the MJ Morning Show. Thanks, Natalie. Best of luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So there you go. Confirmation about the whole drive-through thing. When you pull up and when they don't say, welcome to so-and-so, can I take your order, within a second, then you start going, hello, hello.
Yeah, don't do that.
It pisses them off. Wait a minute. Richard now? Richard in Dunedin. Richard, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
MJ, you're great. I'm from the guy from Dunedin, and you just solved a major mystery of my life.
with this conversation.
What's that?
And the reason how you did it was because I'm the schmuck behind the guy or the girl that's yelling hello, and I can't figure out what's taking them so long to get to her. But when I drive up, they take my order right away.
There you go. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, my friend.
You have a great weekend, pal. So, what are you chortling at?
Richard kind of sounds like the hello schmuck himself. I can just picture that, Richard. Hello, this is Richard. This is Richard from Dunedin. Hello.
I got to play an audio bite for you. See if you can tell me what this is. Where is it? All right, here we go. Listen to this sound. Oh, do you hear that? Listen, in the first second, listen to the... Listen. And then you hear the people reacting going, oh!
What is that?
Well, I'm going to tell you. That is a Chipotle employee getting beamed in the face with a burrito bowl by a customer at the front counter. What is going on? Why are fast food workers getting assaulted nationwide?
Now, did they ask for extra guac? Because that's a thing over at Chipotle.
Chipotle worker in Ohio has PTSD after a customer smashed her in the face with a burrito bowl. The incident went down in Parma, Ohio. We don't know what they were arguing about, but it was captured on video. So this happened at the front counter at Chipotle. Customer has their bowl. Something goes down, and the customer takes the burrito bowl and just face plants it in the Chipotle worker's face. And somebody from, it looks like 20 feet away inside the restaurant was rolling video on the commotion at the counter and caught it. So we don't know exactly what led to it, but the customer was clearly pissed at something. Early in the clip, another customer defends the employee who's taking a verbal beating. So the customer is verbally berating the Chipotle employee, and then it culminates with the burrito bowl being smashed right in her face. Unbelievable. The irate customer complains about, I guess, waiting, and then the woman says, then go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, I mean, hey, go to Taco Bell.
Then they go back and forth, and then it ends up with the food being slammed in the employee's face.
Come on, man. Be nice to your Chipotle employees.
Yeah, witness claimed the customer in question left unhappy with their food, came back 5 minutes later, started yelling. According to Fox 8, I think that might be Cleveland. Workers say she now suffers from anxiety as a result of the incident. Come on. Leave these fast food workers alone. Would you please?
Yeah.
All right. I mentioned I had a couple of public stories I wanted to talk about. So I've got two public stories. And listen, I like Publix. I've got nothing against Publix. Publix is, a very, vast operation, obviously. George Jenkins had a vision. And, Publix is, sort of a target in the sense that you've got so many customers. There are so many people. There's so much volume that it's just the game of numbers that people are going to have issues and problems. So two public stories I want to get to here, which one is not Publix's fault at all. One of them, I'll give you the facts. You tell me what's going on. But listen, Publix is a fine employer, one of the largest employers in the state. But I got a couple of items, kind of goes with the turf, and a lot of loose ends. So stand by. We have a lot to get to in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next here on Q105. So got a nice long chunk in minutes, and then we'll wrap up the entire week here on the MJ Morning Show. At the MJ Morning Show here on Q105 and the final minutes of the MJ Morning Show here on a Friday. We highly appreciate you listening. And again, we don't ask much of you, the listening audience. We give. We provide entertainment all morning long. And we don't ask you to do much, but if you could help us out, we're growing the audience. We're trying to make the audience as big as possible. And I just need you to tell 3 people a day. It's the MJ 3 a day. And just tell 3 people that you listen to the MJ Morning Show. Tell them why you like it, why you listen. And if you know people that listen to some other radio, it's just, they haven't been exposed to us. You got a lot of, transition in the Tampa Bay area. You got a lot of people here that don't remember us from our 18-year run previously. Don't know we're on Q105 since October of 2020, back with our second run of the MJ Morning Show. So if you could be extremely helpful, we'd appreciate it by telling 3 people a day, MJ 3 a day. Tell people that you listen. Tell 3 that you listen to the MJ Morning Show as often as you can. And tell them where to find us, Q105, 104.7 FM. The podcast is, the whole show is podcast by 11 a.m. So the whole show, 11 a.m. On all the major platforms, you just search for MJ Morning Show on Q105. And, of course, MJ TV, we're on TV, the whole show. We got cameras in the studio. You can watch the whole show from start to finish on MJ TV. You go to mjmorningshow.com, click on MJ TV, and then you can watch the live show while we're on live, and then, go backward, and you can watch any of the previous shows. So football-wise, this weekend, folks, the Bucs open the season up in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. It's Bucs-Vikings. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff or 1 o'clock start time for the Bucs, and the season does not look too bright for the Bucs. It looks like they're predicted to win maybe 2 games this season, 2 out of 17.
According to Sports Illustrated,
Yeah.
So what do they really know?
Hey, listen, don't shoot the messenger here. Yes, Andrew.
I just want to remind people that the first time the Lightning won the Stanley Cup, Sports Illustrated picked them dead last.
Really?
Yes.
1990...
2004.
I'm sorry, 2004.
Yeah.
2004, the
2004.
first Stanley Cup championship. Okay.
Yeah, our GM then canceled his subscription.
To Sports Illustrated.
If you are a betting man, The Vikings are 5.5-point favorites.
Well, thank you very much. All right. Ankle monitors. I don't think any of us have had to wear an ankle monitor.
Not in this lifetime, no.
I never have had to wear an ankle monitor.
I've seen people out with ankle monitors.
I've never even seen that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I've gone out before. Like,
yeah.
I went to a wedding once, and the guy was wearing a tuxedo, and he kind of folded one leg over the other, and his sock pulled up, and there was an ankle monitor. I'm like, hey,
well,
I got permission to be here.
Listen to this. A guy has an ankle monitor on, goes into an Ace Hardware store, grabs a pair of hedge clippers, and cuts his ankle monitor off his ankle, his court. Cuts them off with the hedge clippers at Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Yes. Hey, Ace Helpful Hardware folk, can you tell me how I get rid of this ankle monitor? Oh, yeah. Hedge clippers are down there on aisle 8 on the right side near the end.
It's like a heavy-duty rubber strap that attaches to your ankle.
Yeah. So, this is a true story out of Ohio, man. I'll tell you what, Ohio is producing good stuff these days. You know, the Chipotle face smash with the burrito bowl, that was Parma, Ohio, right? This is Ashtabula, Ohio, if I'm pronouncing it properly. Surveillance cameras earlier this week recording inside an Ace Hardware store as a monitored man ditched his monitoring bracelet around his ankle by cutting it off. Security video shows the man wandering around the store. He was then approached by an employee. He told her that he was looking for hedge clippers.
That's right.
And after getting a pair of hedge clippers, the man walked out of sight of the surveillance camera. Short time later, he placed a small black item on the shelf in the aisle, then grabbed a free bag of popcorn, walked out the door, and was last seen grabbing a backpack and riding away on a bicycle. 15 minutes later, the employees found an ankle bracelet stashed on the shelf in one of the aisles, and they realized the guy had used the hedge clippers to cut off the GPS monitor.
You know, they're sitting there at headquarters and like, this guy hasn't left the Ace Hardware in quite some time.
Yeah, employees called the police locally. They were told that it was not a police matter. That's when they decided to call the number listed on the ankle bracelet. It connected them to the Ohio Adult Parole Authority. How could it not be a police matter if a guy cuts off an ankle bracelet in the hardware store?
Oh, dude, look at the video. Have you seen the video?
Oh, of course I have.
He walks in and he makes the hedge clipper motion, like the back and forth.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, he walks in. He's doing like, hey, clippers. He's on the aisle, and
you can see him pull the hedge clippers off the shelf.
All the shovels and the rakes, and then he pulls the hedge clippers off the shelf. And you don't see him cutting it off because he got out of camera view, but then you can see him put the monitor on a shelf. And then I guess, is that an Ace Hardware thing with a popcorn machine?
Yeah.
Do they do that at a lot of stores?
The Ace near my house does it. Yeah.
Free popcorn?
Yeah, they have a little free popcorn thing. Very friendly.
The guy grabs popcorn, gets on the bike, and he's gone. But I will tell you what, that this Ace Hardware had a lot of good security cameras, but they just didn't have a camera where he cut it. And I think he deliberately found the place. But you can see he picks off a pair of, is this the woman talking?
Is it the manager maybe?
Yeah, put the audio up for me. Yeah.
GPS monitor.
Go back.
Maybe he
Go back.
thought that it was an out of the way spot that he could just come in, and we have hedge clippers. The other stores in the plaza do not have them. And we were the helpful hardware folks with the hedge clippers.
Oh, man, that's great.
So he takes the ankle monitor off and puts it on a shelf.
Yeah.
Well, if they can monitor his whereabouts with it, they know to go to Ace Hardware and get the surveillance video.
Yeah, well, that's
you know,
apparently what happened.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Now, Cheryl's a female. You know, they used to say,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man.
Not anymore.
No. So Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. So it's not just the hardware man.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man.
That was old school Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man.
And of course now,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
They should have done peeps. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware peeps.
Hardware humans.
I got one for
That's
you.
the alliteration.
One of our texters says ankle monitors are not monitored by police, but a private company in Odessa. You ever hear that?
From around the country?
Well, I don't know if it's from around the
No,
country.
I'm sure
but-
there are multiple places that monitor ankle bracelets.
Here, you want more Cheryl?
No, I think I've got enough Cheryl.
Okay.
I think I'm going to move on here. So I mentioned Publix in a couple of Publix stories. All right. First, this is not Publix' fault whatsoever. It just happened in a Publix. From the Village's news, which...
The Villages has been quiet lately.
It has.
I think it's been a month since we've done something from the Villages.
Florida's friendliest hometown.
Listen to this. A villager is accused of repeatedly going to a Publix in the Villages and just opening up booze and guzzling booze. Publix has the liquor stores attached to many of the locations. A villager's been charged with repeatedly chugging booze inside a Publix grocery store. Emily Rachel McPherson, 35, who lives at blah, 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 in the village of Osceola Hills, facing multiple charges of theft after repeatedly making numerous visits to Publix at nearby Lake Deaton Plaza and chugging liquor without paying for it. Man, what is wrong with? I mean, what kind of an issue do you have if you're walking into Publix liquors and just taking liquor off the shelf and just chugging it?
This could happen anywhere. I mean, Winn-Dixie's have liquor stores next to some of them.
Listen,
Make that happen anywhere.
absolutely. I'm just saying that this happened at a Publix.
This is a raging alcoholic, is what this is.
Well, I don't know if I'm ready to make that diagnosis.
She goes into stores and chugs alcohol straight from the bottle. Yes, she is. She has some kind of addiction issue.
She's a Wisconsin native, was caught on surveillance visiting the store, drinking liquor, and returning empty liquor bottles or package to the store's shelf, according to the Sumter County Sheriff's Office arrest affidavit. Yeah, the latest we have is McPherson went to the store about 4:15 p.m. back on August 14th. Headed for the wine section, where she grabbed a 4-pack of Ranchola Gloria pre-made margaritas and a Boda Pinot Grigio. She was captured on surveillance chugging one of the small bottles of wine, placing it back on the shelf, and then she headed to the checkout but failed to pay for the $13.49 worth of merch. Man, she could go for like a $38 bottle of Woodford Reserve or something,
Hello, Wisconsin!
What the hell's that?
She's from Wisconsin, the Wisconsin native. It all ties in.
I'm like, where the hell that? Thank you, Andrew. Hang on. Where was she from again, Andrew?
Hello, Wisconsin!
Thank you, Andrew. Thought I hit a button in here. No, you're right. She's from Wisconsin. So that's the story with her. Oh, then she returned at about 8:30 the following day and grabbed 2 more 4-packs of Ranchola Gloria. What is that?
So it's looks like a pre-made cocktail mix.
Okay, gotcha.
Or a pre-made margarita.
Right. So anyway, she's finally been busted for just chugging alcoholic beverages inside Publix.
Yeah.
She's not going top shelf though, she's not. And then the other Publix story I have, and this is also out of the Villages. It's a double whammy Villages story.
Florida's friendliest hometown.
Yeah, a villager is suing Publix, claiming that an employee hit her with a U-boat cart.
A U-boat?
Yeah.
What's that?
Let me explain. A U-boat cart is those metal, stocking carts that it's the metal flatbed, and then you have the 2 high sides with the rails on either end. So if you look at it, it kind of looks like a U. So they call it a U-boat cart. And a villager filed a lawsuit against local Publix for more than $50,000, claims an employee negligently hit her with a U-boat cart as she stopped to inspect a candle. Yeah. Lawsuit was filed in the 5th Judicial Circuit for Sumter County, August 23rd. Attorneys representing Diane Reardon, who lives in the village of Monarch Grove, according to Reardon's attorneys. It's an Orlando firm. She was visiting the Publix supermarket at Magnolia Plaza. They allege that while she was walking in an aisle where candles were located, she stopped to inspect the candle. Suddenly, without warning, she was hit by a U-boat operated by a Publix employee. After she was struck, claims that she experienced a sharp pain in her left ankle, was knocked to the floor.
See, that's the problem, MJ. When I worked at Publix in high school, my junior year, I worked there for 6 weeks before I was fired from that job.
Yeah.
One of the guys hit an old lady with this U-boat. I didn't know they were
it's called a U-boat cart, yeah.
What happens is you stack them so high and you push them, you can't see over them, and you always hit the people in like their Achilles tendon area or a really sensitive spot of the ankle. And he laid this old lady out.
Guess what? That's why maybe they teach you to pull it, get in front and pull versus pushing.
I was fired long before I was a stock boy.
How long did you last at Publix?
Like 5.5 weeks.
Really? Why were you fired?
Eating bakery items that were going to be thrown away.
Man. Listen, so they're saying, then she experienced sharp pain. According to the lawsuit, glass became embedded in her hands and arms.
Oh, wow.
When she dropped the candle holder and got glass in her hands? Anyway, they're saying that the Publix employee failed to operate the U-boat in a safe manner, blah, 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 seeking in excess of $50,000. Well, you got to be careful, obviously, but, people think the Publix also has deep pockets, so.
They do.
Yeah, but okay, I don't want to listen. But I don't want to see Publix hit with anything frivolous. If somebody,
I don't want to see an old lady get mowed over by a U-boat.
All right, now the final moments of the MJ Morning Show here. Did you hear that there's a shortage of laxatives?
Oh, I was going to save that for next week. It's in my pile.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have it come out right now.
Okay. Yeah, I have heard that.
Let's have it come out. Oh, yeah. No pun intended, baby. Yeah, no pun intended. Yeah, there's a I didn't know this.
Why?
I don't know. Surging demand, a shortage of polyethylene glycol 3350, generic name for laxatives like Miralax and Glycolax. Apparently, the demand is greater that when people are going to drugstores to find these laxatives. Hey, listen, like Miralax, that's really big in the whole colonoscopy prep deal. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, the last colonoscopy I had was probably 4 years ago or so. I had it up in Manhattan, and they gave me that other. What's the name of that prep? It's a.
The easier one.
Yeah, it's like 2 little bottles you drink. I forgot the name of it. But there's a much easier deal.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
there's a much. I forgot the brand name, but there's a much easier way than drinking like a half gallon of Gatorade with a whole thing of Miralax.
Not that this is related, but I just looked it up. 2022, 2023 record years for cheese sales.
Well, that's funny. But let me just thicken the plot for you.
Yeah.
Ozempic causes constipation.
Oh, yeah. We have heard that. Yeah, but apparently a big surge in laxatives, and the shelves are bare in a lot of places. I left a lot on the table here, so that means we're pretty stacked for Monday's show. Folks, if you need to get a hold of me, I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com. That's MJ at MJMorningshow.com. Give me a follow on Instagram. Oh, see the trampoline photo. It's insane. A guy just carrying a giant trampoline hanging off of a flatbed trailer in South Tampa. Insanity. Go to Certified MJ Radio on Instagram and take a look. Certified MJ Radio. Folks, have a fantastic weekend. You need to email me. I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com. We'll see you Monday, and let's be careful out there.